oh, we don't have any thing for your sound. There's a new version of Unity out. Is it finally the version? Am I about to sack this stream off, start this converting and going to bed? Known issues. Known issues. They've had 3 versions now. Known issues. Shader compile time is higher in 20. Like I'm so sad and angry. Let's just double check that before I start ranting. This is supposed to be an LTS release, by the way, so this is long-term support release. The point of these is that they are for developers who are writing a game and they want to take Unity versions but that can't break. So they need to be known good Unity versions. That's the point of long-term support. Hold on, I need to tickle the ones with traffic lights. So the point there is that I'm releasing a game. I want to get bug fixes without any risk. What's this shit? And then LTS added. What do you mean added? Added netcode for what do you mean added? No, this should be only critical bug fixes. You know, like the compile time being 48 hours. But here, this is fine. Crash. These are all absolutely good. Not we've added some stuff. Oh, I was just for a moment, for a tiny moment, just a little bit helpful. Right, so the goal, apart from, you know, have I broken everything, is are the missions possible? Are they fun? Could they be improved? Can they be achieved? And also, why is the mission bar this massive yellow thing? No doors, I'll turn off the camera. Oh, and I need to restart Steam because I uploaded a build. Right, take 2.
Well, the missions seem to have negative time.
Yes.
Deadline, so
Really?
it's too promising.
Bear in mind, okay, it's not fine, but kind of what I was expecting. Instantly, I did improve the compile time massively. I got it from 4 hours down to 45 minutes by disabling VR. So I've got a Steam Deck. No, yeah, I sort of understand why, but at the same time, oh god, Unity just crashed. At the same time, no, but it does run on the Steam Deck, so that's good. So I didn't test as much as I wanted to because of the sheer amount of build time it takes. Let's try again. But yeah, you've actually got 24 minutes to deliver 18 iron ore, and for some reason, although I definitely fixed it, I'll fix it again, the readout for the missions it's got this massive glow on it, and I sort of know why. It's because Unity has decided it's not the most important thing and it's swapped it out for something else, even though it's enormous and it's right there and it's a tiny texture anyway. So this is kind of one of those, Unity has a system, you know, it works, as in, you know, it works, it's just not very good. Oh dear. That's 2 for 2 on Unity instantly crashing. That's not good. I can favourite the ones I'm currently working on. Oh, brilliant. Wait. What's the point in that then? It's just a sort function. Wow. So bear in mind, it crashed. So I reran it, it crashed again. In that time, it wrote out a 70 megabyte log file. Can't imagine why Unity runs slow sometimes. But I thought I'd fix the issues with the client getting some really stupid... If you still got, please deliver -1 million blurbs in 600 minutes in order to get 48 trillion stuff, if you still got that ridiculous thing in your mission. Because if so, I will try and debug it, because I did put stuff in for that. And now Notepad. Oh, there we go. Best thing is, not only did Unity immediately crash, it didn't even pop up the hey, would you like to report a bug? It just quietly went, yeah, not doing that. Appears to be unable to find... Oh, God. Unable to find as text area in skin dark skin.execute command. Ugh. Also, if you saw my rant, they've now forced me into using the dark mode of the launcher, which I find utterly childish. I find the obsession with, oh, it's going to be dark mode, to be the sort of, I'm a super Linux hacker and stuff. Right, I understand some people want it, fine. Forcing me into dark mode, and bear in mind, this text is like medium grey on a dark grey background. And I no longer have the option to do it. So that's more than a little weird.
I found the food in the microwave. Did you warm it up and not eat it, or did you not like it?
Didn't like it.
Okay.
I also managed to have the brilliant issue that I copied one of their call stacks into a report yesterday, and this is the wrong... Okay. I've just noticed there's a full of Fortresscraft related issues, so though that's something to do with I guess I'll run it, and if it crashes, have a look at it there. But yeah, I tried to... Oh no, you're not actually trying to attach. Oh no, okay. Wow, it tried to upload my whole build. They need to stop that. It tried to zip up my entire project and send it, and I believe this game is about 75 gigabytes. So that ain't going to happen every time Unity crashes, which is, you know, all the time. Yeah, next Thursday I'm going to be showing this off a show, and also seeing if I can find some publishers who are interested in working with me on this. I mean, working for me would be nice, but as I said, when I recounted some of the horror stories with the publishers I had, that one of the women on the course was a publisher, and she was like, "Oh, I'm really, really sorry. Like, that sounds like you've had a terrible thing." So, you know, maybe I am ready to love again. Who knows? D3D error, failed to create texture. Oh, let me close my other game. And it looks like video card driver related stuff. Yeah, it's just billions and billions of messages about failed to create texture. So yeah, it's me. You know, I bought that second video card. I have a question for you because you're a little bit technical. Are you there? Just so I'm not talking to myself. Has Discord crashed? Did Discord? Oh my god, Discord crashed. Sorry, Discord suspended. Well, at least. Oh, hopefully I was talking to wasn't talking to myself. Discord just stopped drawing. Hello. I don't know when that broke. I think I ran out of memory. Yes, me. I was going to ask you because you're at least a bit technical and you might know the answer. You know, when I'm, you know, Chrome will allocate a bunch of video RAM to store like images and stuff like that.
Right.
And my plan is, with my new video card, to use that to drive all of the things that aren't my main screen. So if I have a Chrome tab, like a Chrome window, which video card will it allocate the memory on? Will it allocate it on the monitor? What happens when I drag it between monitors? How does this work?
You know, I've wondered the same thing myself.
Excellent. I'm out of memory. Well, it says it's out of memory, but I don't know why. Oh, Prophet Zero, thank you. You mentioned that earlier. I don't know if you're there, because you mentioned that ages back, but thank you. Well, let's try again, because all that happened is Unity gave me a whole ton of errors. In the static batching, but I've just closed my other Unity instance, so I guess I'll close all my compilers too. I don't have a lot I can close. I did quite enjoy the stream earlier, even though it was just funny seeing someone in chat who was obviously spouting the Facebook science at me.
Facebook science?
Facebook. I heard that all electric cars catch fire. I heard that. It's really it happens loads. I read it on Facebook. Did you bother to look at the North American statistics on vehicle fires? No. Oh, well, then. And he said there weren't enough rare earth elements available to make batteries. And I was like, well, let's start off with lithium isn't a rare earth element. Let's start there and then work our way through the rest of the sentence. But yeah, he kept on, and so I said, never ever state what you think as fact. Always check. If you go, just going to check. But he continued to do this, like about 4 or 5 times. Just was constant. Oh, the grid won't cope. The batteries don't last very long. There isn't enough lithium in the world. All of this stuff, and it's like, after you said it the first time, when I've corrected you gently, maybe Google before you say it again. Just double check you're not going to make yourself look really stupid. Speaking of which, okay. So the bright side is I'm going to restart the server and just 1000% double check I made the latest version available and everything, because what I'm seeing on the server screen. Yep, okay, that's definitely better. So I'm going to restart the server after verifying files because I'm not 100.00% sure I haven't made a derp, not dump. So on your screen, when you looked at the missions, did it have like a massive blurry box around them or a tight shiny box? Or didn't you notice?
Seems ordinary.
Okay, but both of those would be ordinary. Was it a tight thing or like a big one?
It was big.
Right. That's kind of good because that means that, well, maybe not. I'm now a bit concerned I've uploaded or haven't uploaded, or when it built, it didn't build, or something. Because I put in specific code to, 231 2. Interesting. But not fatal. So that means, okay, that means the code is right because I was only getting one corrupt marker, not two. Start server. So I've mentioned before, I get to see a bunch more data than you guys see because I've got the client running in the editor, and I constantly receive like 10,000 or 1 million times a night a corrupt spaceship. It doesn't matter. I detect it. I go, it's fine, and I haven't been able to work out why. Now, let me take a screenshot. I don't know if I can take a screenshot. I'll try. Yeah, there we go. I'll pop it in the AstroTrucks channel. So that's what the server readout looks like, which is why I was concerned that there was an issue. But if you're not seeing it like that, well, it doesn't really matter whether you are or not that, like. But I was getting this corrupt data from the server, and I've trapped it. But also, as we've noticed, the mission data appears to also be corrupt. So I put in a byte at the start to say, here is a fixed known piece of number. If something is corrupt, that will be gibberish. And at the end of it, I do a second marker. And the first marker is broken, the second marker is broken, the first one was not. But only once. Not every, maybe it takes a while to send. Yes, I've got deliver 300 trillion 188s in negative 69 billion minutes in order to get $3 trillion. But the actual mission is deliver 18 iron ore in 12 minutes. So I would like to try and see if we can do a mission, even if I need to read the mission out of what we need to do. Server is up. But every time one of you join, I should get a whole bunch. I should get the data along again. Oh, fuck's sake.
Well, I guess it downloaded something.
No, it's. I've just spotted. I've spotted a derp, if not the derp. But that's okay. I can fix it for me. It just means your mission readout will be corrupt. So the server's writing that. So read I was being clever and using bytes, and I was like, right, that might be the issue, so I'm no longer doing it. But this might be why the mission readout is corrupt. But that doesn't matter. I don't know if you want to wait till the next mission, or I can force a new mission and we can see if we can actually achieve it. Because when you complete a mission, the next mission should be harder and more rewarding. So it'll be twice as hard. But you'll get more than twice the reward. So if you can continue to maintain a winning streak, you'll do very well. Prophet, that's really weird. I haven't seen any of your messages on Restream, just on Discord. Wow. Sort of. You're not quite correct on the batteries. So some Teslas use LFP batteries, which have no cobalt in them. But that's not all Teslas. That is most BYD batteries, though. So a large percentage of EVs out there don't have cobalt. Do they? So I know Teslas use a very fancy new type of battery. I just don't motor. Like it's a new type of motor. Neodymium? Do they use neodymium? Like right. So they only use neodymium in one of their cars, which is the long range. Otherwise, it uses SM Co. I don't know what the fuck that is. But yeah, only some of them are neodymium things. I don't really know much about neodymium other than I've had headphones with that in for about 30 years.
So the mission is still kind of not readable.
The mission is deliver 10 iron ore in 8 minutes. I'm just trying to work out why it's broken.
Is it negative because you're trying to do a countdown on it?
It's negative because I'm sending... Well, sort of. I'm not quite sure. It's wrong because it's a corrupt number. So I understand why it's wrong for you. That's fine. It's definitely 100% absolutely saw dirt. No questions asked. So why the hell do I have the dirt? Because I just fixed it. So this is the corrupt ship I'm talking about that I see. But it's always the same. It is always ship 295698878 with prefab type. It is always that one. But I am 100% sure the server is sending me a 123. It is then either sending me a 0 if there's no mission, or it is sending me a God damn it, I'm such an idiot. Right, let's put that back because that was... Or it will then compress the item into a byte and transmit me that. And it checks before it sends that it's not sending me anything completely dumb. He said confidently. Oh no, I am aware of neodymium as a metal. What I meant was I'm not really sure of whether or not we've got enough or how much is used or any of that. I didn't think it was particularly rare. I guess we just didn't need that much of it most of the time. But it's probably best if, well, the thing is with the mission, if you fail, you get an easier mission, which is less lucrative, and if you succeed, you get a harder mission. That's the goal, which should have been. I guess it doesn't message when you join. Maybe when you join, it should message you with here's your current mission. Joining server. You're in the wrong ship, isn't you? I don't know what you're trying to do. I can just see you're in the state wrong ship.
Yeah, but I mean, when I looked at the ship's description, it said it was compatible with iron ore, so I figured, hey,
what you in?
give it a shot, right?
Oh, now you're flying.
Oh, the food hauler.
Oh, did it? That's a bug. Let me see if
it says carries iron ore, iron ingots, raw food, and processed food.
Small food freighter carries processed and unprocessed organic items. Fixed in, yeah. This is the thing. I mean, I'm now. I mean, apart from some major issues, I'm mostly now looking for things like that. Like it's mostly okay. There aren't really any major things wrong with the game, I don't think. Anyway, Max, let me talk at you because you asked a good question and the answer is no, and I'm going to tell you why no, and then halfway through me explaining to you, I'm going to go, oh. So I send, the server sends a 1, 2, 3 to the client, and I'm 100% sure that is correct because I print out an error message if it's not. And I then either send a 0 or a not 0. And I'm just going to double check that so 0 is none. Okay. And then I then write the item as a byte, which is fine. I then read a byte. And then if that's wrong, I print out an error message going, hey, what? And I am receiving 188. So this is where I'm confused. This line of code here matches up with this line of code here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This line of code here matches up with this line of code here. 0 and a 0, or this line of code or this line of code. Read a byte. So I guarantee that is correct, and then this is bollocks. And I don't see how that's possible. That's just assuming the server doesn't have that message in its log. Let's not assume. Project games. But this is what I've been having before. I'm beginning to wonder whether or not I'm actually getting corrupt data streams via UDP, via Steam. I don't know. Right, so the server does not have.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking that. How do you know it's not getting corrupted after you've received it? So it's not the packet that's getting corrupted; it's the handling of the data once you've got it back.
Well, I have a binary reader, and I know that at offset, let's say 0, there's a 1, 2, 3. After, oh god, fucking damn it! Yeah, got it. Yeah, because I've read that byte there, and then gone, right. Unfortunately, I don't think this fixes my. Oh, it totally does. I bet you I did exactly the same. Oh, brilliant. Right, let's fix this. Right, so I want to just read in here. Right, so if L item type equals .none, 0, else item equals L item type. Ta-da! Fixed. writing network code is really hard because you have to. It's like writing threaded code. You don't just track your way through the code. You have to track your way through two different bits of code and mentally run them at the same time. Now, let's see. Oh, please let it be. Please.
I don't envy you. I mean, my experience of programming is just, I don't like programming. Not to anywhere near complicated things like you do. Simple things, single-threaded stuff. Yeah, lovely. Can do just about manage that. Anything more complicated than just doing some simple stuff. No, forget it. I absolutely hated it at college.
Now, multi-threaded is difficult. Multi-threaded is difficult because it is TLDR. You're having to run the code in your head on two different computers at once. Networked is worse. It's like multi-threaded, only the two CPUs could be 1,000 milliseconds out from each other. So do we have any branching code in here? Oh, damn it, I was hoping we did.
Run in your head twice and on com.
Oh, yeah, and in my head has to be correct as well, yeah.
Makes me wonder how many developers don't go out to 1,000 milliseconds. They just only consider, if you're above 200, get the fuck out.
I mean, I assume that if it's important data, it will arrive at some point. I don't know when it will arrive, but it will definitely arrive at some point in the future. If it is unimportant data, it doesn't matter whether or not it arrives. Those are the two things. But like, what did we play? Oh yeah, in Cosmoteer. Like Cosmoteer, I love it to bits. But it's not so good with Tad's internet. Like, thankfully, it's not a very hands-on game, so you can kind of get away with it being a bit laggy because you click and then it does it. But it's like, did you not test it? Shaka, you dropped out of Discord to me.
Oh yeah, it's where you rearranging the ship, isn't it? And it won't let you do things because it's not broadcast. Tad's client hasn't said yes, I've seen it or whatever.
Yeah.
So it takes forever to pick up the fact you've done it. Tad's given that issue.
A Prophet, I wouldn't be in the slightest bit surprised because ever since, I mean, professionally, I've had to work threaded, but in my indie games, I do not have the time to implement ultra clever algorithms or to do super clever stuff. I have to often rely on brute force, and on the Xbox 360 for my indie games you had 8 cores and each one wasn't very fast, but you did have 8, so everything went on to the cores. So just to blow my own trumpet, so Esmea, the game you played earlier, I used an off-the-shelf physics engine on the Xbox called Farseer, and I found 2 versions of that source code, one with Farseer running and one where I had put all of Farseer onto a thread, so the physics simulation ran simultaneously with the game. And I was like, I forgot I did that. Unity still does not run the physics simulation in out of phase with the game. It's still you do your bit, then the physics runs all on the same thread. It's madness that it is still constantly single-threaded just everywhere, Unity.
And suddenly a whole lot of performance metrics are
well, this
starting to make a lot more sense.
Yeah, well, it's poor design, but this is why Intel does very well, because they might not have as many cores as Threadripper, but it's the single thread that's just, it's almost always the bottleneck.
Well, and part of their response to the way that AMD was designing things, 10, 15 years ago, was to just simply brute force into single-threaded.
Yeah, I mean, Intel has been researching this for, 30, 40 years. People would love a compiler that can take single-threaded code and make multi-threaded code out of it. The closest you've got, I assume you remember MMX. So MMX is the fancy name. The fancy name for...
Multimedia extension.
Yeah, but that's the fancy name for SIMD, which is single instruction multiple data. So, I'm looking here at a line of code that writes a vector 3. but that can compile down to a single instruction. So instead of saying, do this on the X, do this on the Y, do this on the Z, it's one instruction that says to the CPU, do this on the X and the Y and the Z. So that's all MMX was. It was very good at dealing with vectors and quaternions and matrices, so you could do that. But that was their beginning attempt to essentially think of that as a thread. It is working on 3 or 4 or 16 things simultaneously, and I don't need to know about it. But yeah, Intel have been endlessly trying to find the holy grail of compilation, which is also threading. I'm afraid, rather annoyingly, my eureka moment did not apply to this. So this one, I hit continue. Oh, I do. It's never the first one, so that means that the 1, 2, 3 at the end was fine. That's definitely fine, or I'd have gone there. And then we roll back up to here. And then we either write a -1, okay. If fleet ID is -1, LVET equals dummy dump. Oh right, yeah, that's just a pretend ship that I just overwrite and I don't care about. That's fine. And then next thing we write is, so there's the,
I have an idea. Probably not a good time to do ideas, but
yeah, go on. Because what happens is my brain's still thinking about this, and it might go, "Oh, I've worked it out." That happens quite a lot. Go on.
So just an idea. When you're going into like food processing, maybe there's a speed limit in there, and you get fined for going too fast.
I have thought about that, although I definitely want to implement fines for ramming into walls and things. And I think flying in there too quick, you might learn you get fined. For doing that. I kind of like the, I said, if this does well, if this is a profitable game and I get to continue, I definitely want to investigate the police career. So I know that the Live for Speed mod we played, it was brilliant, but it wasn't very well balanced. But I like the concept in that one that if there was no police online, you could just drive like an arsehole. But when you see the police, you're like, oh, going to drive sensibly. And I like that idea here that the police will get flagged. Max realism is speeding in the food processing area, and you've got then 2 minutes to catch up with them and give them a speeding ticket or whatever. I like that idea.
Did you remove the ceiling of the foundry?
No.
The light's a bit funky in the food processing area as well.
The roof of the foundry from the inside of the drop-off area is transparent.
Oh, okay, hang on. Have a look.
There's some decals in here.
Oh, well, yeah, unfortunately, that's Unity, and there ain't nothing I can do about that. I'm waiting for them to fix it. So they just shipped a new version of Unity today, and it doesn't have the fixing I need. It's like, for fuck's sake. I was like, what is more important than I can't compile my game? Sorry, which part of the foundry? The ore drop-off or the ingot?
The ore drop-off, yeah.
Ore drop-off. I guess you don't have the stream up, do you, with your... Oh, what's wrong with the lighting? Well, the lighting is gone.
Yeah, the
lighting is definitely gone.
What is that? The liquid metal is...
No.
Not very glowy.
The liquid metal is on the iron, is on the ingot pickup, not the ore drop-off.
The thing, this is random, so ignore it. The thing that strikes, that always amazes me is liquid metal is still behaving like a metal when it's in a liquid state. So it's still affected by magnets and still affected by.
Yeah.
You know, things that's
I mean, I would just like to make this very clear to the stream. If you have liquid metal, do not be messing around with magnets near it. I really don't recommend that. So, don't do that. I'm just not working out what the hell is wrong with the lighting. It looks like all of the like, is everything in the whole game like full bright?
maybe.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's a dark area in the food processing center.
Like, I'm just seeing.
I didn't see the decal or anything. The walls were like completely black, apart from the enginey things that were on the wall.
Oh, this looks. I mean, something has definitely gone awry. I can't quite.
Yeah, something has definitely gone on with the lighting. It's really weird.
I will come back to that in a moment. Then I need to run the game and have a look around anyway. So yeah, I'm still confused. So we write out a 1, 2, 3, and the ship that gets corrupted is never the 0th one. It is always the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, or the 4th. 100% of the time. So that means that this number is fine here at the end. Definitely. I definitely finished the first one with no issues at all. And then I wind up to... Wait, what? What? Okay, yeah, wind up to here, sorry. Yeah. Wrong loop. So we wind up to here. So we're then looping that many times. So we set the 1, 2, 3. And we then do some sanity checks. And then we write out the fleet ID, which is int and an int. So that's those two lines matching. We then, next thing we I don't see this, but it has to work because it works most of the time. Like, it works for the first ship, but then, oh right, it was right there. Okay, so that's another int 32. Okay, that's the type. So that's that line with this line, and then the next thing I write is the Steam owner, which I write there, and I either write out a U-long or a U-long or a U-long. That's fine. That's reading there. But we break here. I've been trying to fix this one for a long time. But unfortunately, I'm a bit stumped because we write the 1, 2, 3 byte, and then we come back around to the next part of the loop, and then we send an int and an int, and it's broken. I mean, it's utterly broken. So as far as I'm concerned, we write a 1, 2, 3 and it's great, and our next read is complete bollocks. How is this happening?
Yeah, I always assume that the lighting is just because I'm running AMD.
No, the lighting does appear to have just gone. I mean, I've got the right scene open. Well, I mean, I will rebake the lighting, but I don't really know why it's gone. You know, every so often I do a rebake, but I don't delete it in between. Yeah, it looks like it's gone. This one just says this will receive lighting from light maps, but it doesn't have one. Unfortunately, lighting is it's a fairly long process, 20 minutes or so. So it's not something I can fix in a quick hurry. Yeah, not all the light maps are gone, but Well, but some of them are.
Yeah, it seems to be like, oh, that's weird. So as I get nearer to things, they get darker.
Yeah, that's because the shadows are on. Normally, the light maps cover up the fact you don't have real-time shadows very far. That's what they do. So you will. You don't normally notice. Normally, I've pulled the wool over your eyes, and you're like, "Haha! This is cleverly drawing the shadows out to the infinite distance." And that's the trick that I use to make that happen. And normally you don't notice, so yeah, normally it works. But yeah, for some reason it doesn't look like I've got any lighting at all. I just didn't notice because I normally have that disabled so I can see where the hell are all my... This is one of those where, like, the more I look at the scene, the more I realise there's stuff wrong. But just random. That's got a bakery light map group selector. I'll say that when you're drunk. Yes, the food processor has its entire own light map group, and the hangar has a light map group.
I'm going at the foundry, and I have the ceiling, but I don't have the floor, the walls.
Can you show me a picture of what you mean? I'm not disbelieving you. I'm just... I what?
That's what decal flash on and off there.
Yeah, decals is fine. Decals, that is a known issue. You know, but the wall's missing.
Yeah,
that's a bit more confusing.
No, I think it's something different. Yeah, I guess it's drawing. It was just so dark that I misread it.
Yeah. Having them invisibly dark, that's bad, but understandable. I did notice a setting, by the way, in a different project that I want to tick here. Oh, it's not here yet. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I might consider going to Unity 2022 after next week. But the fix for the slow compile times is not in Unity 2022.
When are they planning on sorting that out?
Soon.
DM.
Like it's just one of those. Like I don't understand what you have got that is higher priority than this. Like there is nothing higher priority than this. Like there just isn't. I don't understand what the hell you are doing. Really, I don't. It took them months to even admit it was an issue. And I said, at that point, they should have rolled it back. At that point, going, we have rolled it back right now. Done. We're really sorry. This is a high priority. Not, let me make sure I'm not lying. It was first reported on June the 29th, 2021.
The response was, you can just wait.
It became an official issue. We'll Investigate came about in March 2022. So that's 8 months later, and the fix is not landed. It has been broken since June 2021.
Oh, no.
And it's not like something you could ignore, but it only affects one of their render pipelines. They're one designed for VR and mobile, which is obviously what this is. Damn it. I love you all, but I wish one of you was just like a shit hot programmer, so you could just look at my code and go, well, that's obviously where your issue is.
Yeah, I'm only that good with server configurations.
Hopefully Rob's there. I just need someone to sanity check my statements. I just cannot see how this is getting out of whack. So just checking the log file, the server log file does not have any of these issues. The server is 100% sure it is sending good data. And I mean, honestly, with UDP and TCP, there's no real concept of corrupt data arriving. It can happen, but it's really, 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 really unlikely. It is, you know, crazy unlikely.
Look, decals. Hey.
Yeah, it's nice when they work, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I will do. I'm really hoping that Rob, it can just come along and go, aha, you're an idiot.
What decals? What decals?
Well, the thing is with that, they said they couldn't reproduce it, so I put together a test case and got it to them in under 15 minutes. And I was like, you didn't even try and reproduce it. You just didn't. Oh, like, oh, thank you for that. We can fix it now. It's like, do you not have a project with decals in it? Do you not test this shit? I mean, I know the answer is no, but like, do you not have a game that uses up all of the features where you are? Oh, it's gone whoopee again. Oh, but the mission's working. Next mission in 12 minutes. That I think I have fixed that one. Good.
The interior of the ATC's bust coming in from space. Part of the your vehicle. Can't tell if I'm inside or not.
Say that again.
You know when you take your vehicle to sort of return it to the ATC,
Yeah.
that is just black with
Yeah.
some particles.
Yeah, it does look like the lighting has gone. I don't know. It just means I need to rebake it, which is easy, but does take quite a long time.
Yes.
You know, several hours. Well, probably not several hours. Layers, ATC. Bonk. Yeah, so for some reason, even though there is a texture here that I am almost literally staring straight at, and it's huge on screen, Unity is giving it a low priority. Glow edge decal. Cube grid thin. Mipmap priority is 64. Alright, 640 then. Alright, 127, which is the highest one. Wow. Alright, streaming is off then. Right, there we go. I don't know why Unity is... Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to be... Streaming decal. I know, that's off. I'm just...
I have a daft question.
Yes.
My status is currently flying, but I'm looking at the ATC screens.
Your ship is still flying. It shouldn't...
Press back to come out of it and everything. So
Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be. It doesn't escape you out of that properly.
it also shows me Shauker's information.
Yeah, because you've got
I presume I
Shabbat.
have to-
You have to select you. Yeah, it should default to you. It doesn't. It defaults to 0th player, I think. Yeah, it just defaults to the top player. But yeah, lots of people have got that confused. That is... Oh, it still does the double current taxi skill. Thought I fixed that. I swear I'm going to get this. I will. In about 9 minutes I will come and join you for whatever mission gets generated. We'll see if we can't do it.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't drop off these ingots.
Well, no, because the mission might not be for ingots. The mission could be for
But it
passengers
might be.
or
Might be, yeah.
In theory, if you're rich enough, you could have like all of the resources parked up in ships and do the missions straight away. Though there's no real bonus for doing it quickly. Though completing a mission means that your next mission is guaranteed to be harder, and therefore
If it took you like 10 seconds to complete it, go, right, did it in 10 seconds.
no.
Does it then go, right?
Now all it says is, "Well done, you've done it," and then when you've done it, you just get a harder mission for the next one.
Right.
It might be that if you've done it in half the time with a certain amount of time remaining, then maybe you jump 2 through. But this is quite a difficult one to test, because to get to a high streak might take several hours. You know, maybe not all at once, but this is the point about having the server running. I don't think it has any concept of nobody on the server. It should do. So if no one's on the server, it shouldn't generate a mission to fail. Vehicles, this payload, non-vehicles. This is definitely all correct. This is definitely all down to we send whether or not they're allowing interaction, whether or not they're showing their cargo, and whether or not their lights are on. As bool, and then we send a byte, and I check that it's 123, or I go, wah. And it's not. That has never fired. The end marker is always good. But the corruption is the same. This is what confuses me. So 55 seconds passed and 9 seconds passed. I received 2 completely different updates with identical corruption. So it's not corrupt. How is this possible?
I'm going to be back in a few minutes, and hopefully the mission will be up by then.
You have 6 minutes.
Will do.
I wonder if I should. The thing is, this is the loop. I kind of feel like I should send a known marker at the start.
Taking a break, back in a minute.
Okay. Okay, I have a loop and I send data. The last thing the server sends at the end of the loop is And the last thing the client does at the end of the loop is and then at the top of the loop and was the error. You said you could do it via typing. I've typed so much.
Hello.
Hello.
Just
What did I just what?
show me.
Oh, well, that's the code that I can't understand what I've done wrong. And you're clever and pretty.
So you're enumerating through all the vehicles. You're getting the first thing. You're getting the fleet ID first.
Yep.
Parsing what type of thing it is.
Yep. Now then I'm reading again. So I'm doing two reads, one for the fleet ID, one for the fleet type. And these.
Oh yeah, fleet ID, fleet type, both of which
Yeah.
are integers.
And both of which always 100.00% work the 0th time through the loop. Always, without fail. Never seen it fail.
Okay.
So
fine.
the deduction would therefore be somewhere during the loop there is some sort of code path that means I write out the wrong number of bytes or I read the wrong number of bytes. That's the deduction.
Seems logical, right?
So therefore, the last thing I write at the end of the loop is a byte of 123. So if I'd screwed up, and assuming I don't screw up by putting a 123 in that exact spot, then I would get an error message, the bad end marker. That has never fired. There is no code between the read of the 123 and the read of the fleet ID. One's the end of the loop, beginning of the next loop. A is bamboozled. And the corruption is always the same. It is always fleet ship. It's either 29596 or it's a different one. There's two. Yeah, negative 99 billion. It's always one of those two. I don't understand. This is. I understand that I've probably somewhere written out a 16 integer rather than a 32 or a byte rather than something else. I've done something silly, so therefore
Why don't you go through each write and its corresponding read bit by bit? So go to the start of the. I can see the start of the loop, and you're beginning by reading the number of vehicles as a byte, and then you read the first fleet ID.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's the first? Where's where you write the first fleet ID?
Let me just. So that's b dot write. So let me search rather than write. So b dot. That's the first b dot write there. So that matches up to that one.
Okay, vehicles in this payload.
Yeah, vehicles in this payload is outside the loop. So we send vehicles in this payload
writing the fleet ID. Okay, so you're not explicitly guaranteeing the type that it's writing. So what type?
No, I am, because immediately after before I've sent it, here I check that it's not greater than 100,000 and not less than 0. And I print out corrupted fleet ID. Let me 100% check that has not appeared in the log.
What's the type of fleet ID?
It is a int. I've been doing this a lot. I've been hovering over things, making sure everything is an int. So fleet ID is an int.
Int what?
32.
Oh, we have a new mission. And it's ice.
Okay, so after the int 32 or -1.
Yeah, which is also an int 32.
Which is also an int 32. Then you write the prefab type as an int 32.
Yep.
Which you're reading as prefab type is an int 32. Okay, what do you write next?
It doesn't matter, because the next thing I do is check that the type is not greater than type player, and if it is, I then print out, oh god, it's all gone wrong. I don't get any further.
But you're saying the first loop works.
Yeah, the first loop works, but I guess we're just ignoring the marker then, presuming that was.
Yeah, but what about the rest of the first loop that you're passing through locations and stuff, right?
Yes, but unless the end of the first loop happens to end in a 1, 2, 3, I barf. I just go, the data is corrupt, but that never happens. But we can carry on through. So the next thing, I think, is the client owner, which is a uint60. So uint60, that's a ulong. So we either write out a ulong or a ulong or a ulong. So we write out one of three things, depending on whether it's local, remote, or pretend. So that's
and a ulong. Okay.
Yeah. But these
always read that ulong in.
And we always read that ulong in, and then we do some work depending on the ulong, but there's no reads inside that.
Okay.
And then we move on to the easy parts, where I read in 4 vector 3s and 3 booleans. 4 vector 3s, 3 booleans, and a 1, 2, 3.
So I'm assuming you've copied and pasted this read vector, write vector 3.
It just writes 3.
And then keep double checking. Allow interaction sounds fairly Boolean. Show cargo sounds fairly Boolean. And lights on sounds fairly Boolean.
Bool, bool, and bool, and bool, bool, bool. And then I write a 1, 2, 3.
And then you read the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And if it's not a 1, 2, 3, which it's not, which it is.
Yeah.
On the first go, it's definitely a 1, 2, 3.
Yes. Then I whoosh back up to the top. And I whoosh back up to the top. And the next thing I do a little bit more sanity checking. And then the next thing I do is write a -1 on the fleet ID. And that comes back as some gibberish ass number. Now, obviously,
in that case, write it into a buffer and then inspect the buffer bit by bit and see what it all is.
The problem, it is in a buffer. The problem is it's not really very readable data.
I know, but it's just one loop. It's not like you're having to search into like 3 gig download and figure out why it's wrong halfway through the middle.
I can pop a breakpoint in the bit where we receive a gibberish fleet ID, and then I should be able to look at the whole incoming buffer, shouldn't I? The binary reader.
If it's buffered, yes.
It
probably will be buffered.
Yeah. So then I just need to walk backwards for a 1, 2, 3. It's possible. If I, for example, output a couple of 1, 2, 3s in a row, that would do it. Because I go, oh, there's a 1, 2, 3, and then I go, right, well, this is obviously crap. Because I get a 1, 2, 3, and then 3 bytes at the beginning of the int. The thing is, it's UDP, so even if I mess one packet up, it's the only packet that will mess up, and the next one is guaranteed fine. It's not like TCP, where you can mess one up and then it all goes wrong for ever and ever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just waiting for it to break. There we go. That didn't take long. So we've just received an L type of big number and a fleet ID of big number. And again, on a different run, it's the same big number, ending in, hello Dora, ending in 978.
Which sounds like it's a completely predictable thing. And so do you know, okay, let's look at the buffer.
Can I look at
and do you know what you actually sent?
I don't understand the question.
Do you know the actual XYZ player IDs and fleet IDs that you actually sent?
I know the fleet ID, because it's going to be a reasonably sensible number, like less than 100, probably less than 40 or something.
Okay.
Where the hell do we get at the buffer?
And the prefab type should be fairly small.
That has to be less than.
Well, it's one of the enum values.
Well, it has to be less than 1025.
Okay, and the first value in the buffer is a byte, which is the number, right?
The first value in the whole buffer will be a byte, which is the number of vehicles. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out how the hell I get the buffer.
Let's bit by bit and bring that byte array up.
How do I get? M buffer. Okay, cool. So, cool, excellent. So, it even fits in the first thing. So we start off with the 17. I'm just curious to look for the 1, 2, 3.
Just share your screen on Discord.
Yeah, good plan.
The lag on YouTube is challenging.
Screens, better text readability. Yes, the first thing is 17, which does seem like quite a big number of vehicles. I'm wondering if that is valid. I'm just.
17 vehicles.
That seems like
a player ID of.
Yeah, 17 does seem very, very, very big.
But the next 4 bytes of 000209, I think it is. That seems. Is that right for the?
That would be 209.
Fleet ID of 209.
It's a bit hard to tell because I can see the fleet IDs on the screen, but I can only see, unfortunately, up to number 28, then I'll run out of screen. I don't know what the highest fleet that's been allocated is, but 209 would not be an outrageous number.
So then, following on that, after that it sends the position, right? Oh no.
No, position's not for ages. I'm just a little bit bemused. I thought the limit of total vehicles was 8. We should only insert 8. Vehicles is payload. I beginning to have a suspicion we might be looping too many times. I don't think 17 is valid. Which would explain it, because we're going numny 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 num 123 there, 123, and the next thing is zeros. The next thing is just crap. But anyway, so yeah, 17 vehicles. I think that might be the issue. Followed by fleet ID 209, followed by prefab type 12, which is prefab type. Come on. Apparently, I'm not going to get a preview. I think it might be the small cargo van. Why didn't I do this before? You see, this is what I needed. I needed your down to earthness. That is almost definitely the Ulong dot max right there.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of numbers, and there's a 1, 2, 3 there. So
and then immediately following that is 24.
So we're erroring on vehicle number 3. Are they always 49 bytes? Probably. Yes, they probably will be. So
but that vehicle number 2 doesn't look right because that's got a 224, which is.
No, it hasn't. It doesn't have a 224.
Reading an int.
That doesn't have a 224. That has 224, 24, 60. Yeah, that's probably our corruption there then.
Yeah, that's completely shit.
Actually, having said that, hold on. Our position in the buffer is 97 bytes though. So the last thing we read wasn't this. The last thing we read was here, apparently.
And that gives you a 000.
Oh no, because that's not what we said too. Because we've got big number.
90. So we're at 97 now.
Yeah.
Which means the previous 4 bytes from 97.
The previous 4 bytes should have been those 4, and the previous 4 bytes would have those 4, which means my 1, 2, 3 marker was a 0.
Well, that's bullshit.
Well, yes. But there's a 1, 2, 3 at 80. Is there 1, 2, 3 at 60? There's a 1, 2, 3 at 61. And a 1, 2, 3 at, that means 40-ish.
Yeah, but we've read 8 bytes.
Since...
And yet we've gone 16 bytes down the buffer.
Yeah, so I did genuinely wonder if, for example, I've got 2 threads reading this simultaneously. You know, I've had this bug for a while, and I'm beginning to get into the more outlandish things.
Well, how exposed is your...
Oh wait, hold on a sec. Hold on. Num vehicles is 3, not 17. So we don't start there. Huh? Oh, yeah, it'll have the packet type. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, that's packet type and stuff like that. So we've started on this 3 here.
That looks a lot more reasonable as well.
So
ship ID of 4.
No, fleet ID of 154. There's 3 vehicles, and then a fleet ID, the first one would have been 154.
Yeah.
And then a prefab type of 4, which again is perfectly fine. And then I'm guessing these 255s are a fleet ID of -1, possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm guessing that's the fleet ID -1.
Yeah.
No, because then we do. Oh, yeah. Then the player connection could be bloody anything. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, that's 8, isn't that? It's a Yulong.
Alright, so we got the first 4 there are the fleet ID, and those 4 there are the prefab type.
Yes.
And the next thing we read is, yeah, no, you're correct. You're completely
connection ID. All the 255s.
All the 255s. And then a lot of, so then we will read 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's vector 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's, oh god, this is a lot of bytes to count up by hand.
And then you've landed at 1, 2, 3.
I don't know, I'm only here. I think that's just a 1, 2, 3.
Oh, is that a coincidence? You happen to have landed 1, 2, 3.
I think it is just a coincidence. It happens to be a 1, 2, 3. I think this 80 is the correct 1, 2, 3. Because if you look here...
Oh yes, because it's followed by 3 Boolean looking bytes, isn't it?
Yeah, so interaction off, cargo on, lights on, and there's our yuppity, we're brilliant. And that means we're back here at 81 bytes, which is a lot closer to 97 than I was hoping. Which means, but that means we've got a fleet ID of 0, surely. Followed by a prefab type of 4. That looks fine.
That's not a prefab type of 4.
Sorry, prefab type of... oh god, I can't wait. 260, 259 or something. Some big number, yeah.
Okay, right.
But not the number that we did get. No, that's not valid. That is not a valid number. If prefab type gets above about 30, it's screwed up. But I don't understand why the prefab type, the fleet ID, which is those 4 bytes, wasn't 0.
That's not, that 4 isn't 250.
It will be, yeah, it's 2.
That's massive.
It's 1,000. Oh, it's a big number, but my point is, it's not valid.
That's the 3rd position. That's the 3rd byte.
It's the 2nd byte.
Sorry, it's the 3rd byte in scale, isn't it?
It's, yeah, this byte is 0 to 255, and then this byte is the scalar on that one. So that's
it's the other way around, isn't it?
It's a big number, but it's an even number, isn't it? Definitely even.
Definitely an even number.
Right, but I don't think it's 200. It might be. It might be. That's an odd number. So it's. But more importantly, those 4 bytes there, that is 0. That follows the 1, 2, 3. So why is the fleet ID not 0?
Okay, fine. It looks like the data's bullshit. So let's go back to the writer, see what you're sending. Assume that you're reading correctly and see what you're sending.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is nearly impossible to debug because the moment you try, it will just fall over on its ass, unfortunately. So this is where I've had to do it with lots of messagings.
Why fall over on its ass?
Because this is the server. But anyway, you can run through it. So we seek the beginning of the buffer, and then we send, and the buffer already or the buffer, when we send the buffer, it gets the packet type and stuff prepended to it. But this is generic code used for everything. As long as we don't smash through the buffer size, then we will be fine. But yeah, this code here takes the buffer and then sends that buffer out across internet.
Okay, at that point, will you take the buffer and send it?
Yeah. So that's the buffer. That's the buffer. Oh bloody hell!
That's literally just need the first packet.
The first packet
print it out and then crash the server and then look at.
Yeah, the first packet that we know is wrong. This is the thing. It's not.
This is working some of the time.
Oh yeah, it works. So the way the code works is it looks to try and pack 8 vehicles into this packet. So the vehicles that it updates, it won't update ones that are a long way away from people. It won't update ones that are moving, but it will update ones that have just done something. So this code here tries to pick 8 vehicles. So it's not reliable. It might be that a certain vehicle is corrupt. It might be that a certain combination of vehicles is corrupt. But yeah, the problem I have, the bit that's bending my brain is, as I said, the 1, 2, 3 is definitely correct. I'm very sure of that. That's all good. And the next thing I send is the fleet ID. No, it isn't. It is it's the fleet ID. So it's either -1 or a fleet ID. But I already double check that those are not gibberish, he said confidently. I mean, I've checked the server here. So there are no, we do not have the word corrupt.
The value of the fleet ID you've just read?
The value of the fleet ID I've just read was 0. Which is, well, no, the fleet ID value I've read is, I don't know, 29 billion. The fleet ID in the buffer should have been 0. I mean, unless there's another 1, 2, 3.
No, that's right.
Well, we're at position 97.
Yeah.
And so if we walk back 2 bytes from 97, that's 8, which should be 91. So 91, possibly 90, should have been the 1, 2, 3. It's as if something is shoving the buffer around. Like 2 things are reading this buffer, which I mean, it's technically possible. It means obviously I've done something screwy. There's also a 1, 2, 3 there, I note. That's part. So that should be okay. Because there's our 3 booleans. So
let's look over the right code.
Yeah. So let's match it up.
The fleet ID.
So we write the fleet ID or a -1, and we have sanity check that fleet ID is within the valid range. We also sanity check that the vehicle's prefab type is in the valid range, and those have never fired.
Okay.
We then write the prefab type out, and then next thing we write out is who owns it, which is either that one or that one or that one. They're all else's. It can't accidentally write to. The write vector 3 code is literally just a helper function that writes out X, Y, and Z. It doesn't do anything clever.
Single.
So, yeah, 3 floats, 3 floats, 3 floats, 3 floats, and then
floats or singles.
Floats. I don't know, because DevCD refuses to tell me. It's the same though. A float. It'll be a 32-bit float. I haven't told it to do anything differently. I'm not compiling specifically for a fancy. You can let me go to the definition. It is a float.
And what are you reading?
What I am reading is a vector 3, and it is 3 singles. Because I don't think there is a read float, is there? Yeah, single is...
Float is a single precision float. Floating point number.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it might... thankfully, I'm pretty sure that I'm not running on a future operating system where floats are different size. But yes, you're quite correct. But they are both 32-bit. And then the 3 bulls and 3 bulls, which they're nice because they're quite easy to spot in the thing, because it's nearly always going to be a 0 followed by a 1, and the middle one will be different. So it's there. I'm very sure of that. And then we write out the 1, 2, 3, and then we continue to build up the buffer with the next vehicle. Again, which I sanity check like all the way through.
You need to figure out how to step through this code, because I have no idea.
Yeah, the problem is I can step through it. I can't step through it whilst there's someone connected to the server. That doesn't work. I have to make sure I loop around at least once every 30 seconds or something. That doesn't work. So I'm relying on printfs. But none of these are firing. I'm not detecting any corruption at the server end. Even if I did dump out all of the data written, I don't know how the hell I'd find it. Like, how could I tell which one is broken? I'm still blaming the read code. I'm beginning to wonder if I need to check or start locking the binary reader, because that's a single binary reader for everything. But it should not be possible for this to be re-entrant. I mean, I've even got a Boolean check that will just go, we're not ready for packets. So the first thing we do is set ready for packets equals false. And somewhere I do print out a message if that is false. Yeah, so when we accept incoming packets, I will print out client ready for packets. It's not absolutely guaranteed because it's not mutex, but the chances are...
So the binary reader that you're handling an incoming packet, there's handling incoming packets. You're passing it in, reading it.
That's the receive buffer.
Right, you're getting it from the receive buffer. Oh, okay, so Steam is just giving you a buffer.
Yes. But I only... Yeah, exactly. This is the bit where it's not us anymore. Although, hang on, if I walk up the call stack a couple...
What's MSR?
Metropolis Street Racer?
Line 359.
A memory stream.
What is it?
It's a memory stream.
What's it got in it? Why are you seeking
memory? Let me walk up to... So we're in join server. Oh, update incoming packets. Okay. So if I... oh, cool. I forgot how to do this. What were we in? We're in accept incoming packets. And we're at position 97.
Okay. What is this MSR? Is it coming from? And why are you seeking to the beginning of it? You try and read the reader, but you're seeking on the MSR.
Yeah, so the MSR is a stream reader on the receive buffer.
Ah, okay.
And I'm just going to check that it looks the same.
The receive buffer itself is what?
Yeah. The receive buffer itself is a protected byte buffer.
Okay, so you've got a byte buffer wrapped in a memory stream, wrapped in a reader.
Yeah.
And then what's Steam returning? Steam. Okay, you're getting Steam to write directly into the byte buffer.
I'm just checking that all of these look the same. They do. They all appear to have a 1, 2, 3 at 80 and then the zeros. So it's possible, it is theoretically possible to execute this code twice and overwrite the buffer. I could see how that could happen, But that means that I've really done it, because the packets received.
If all the packets are a fixed length, you'd just be reading the wrong packet. The numbers would be wrong.
No, packets are all different size, and the 1, 2, 3 wouldn't be there, and all sorts of.
But the P2P packet is an entire message, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you seek back to the beginning, you'll get the beginning of another packet.
That is. That's possible, and that's obviously not what's happened here.
You could be receiving the wrong packet type, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could, in theory, be handling one packet and then write over another packet. That is, in theory, possible, but handle incoming packet. The first thing it does is it sets ready for packets false. This is not multi-threaded. This is it just pumps the loop. So this message has fired, but it usually fires when the client crashes within the network handling code, and at that point it just goes, "I'm not ready for packets." So, but it doesn't fire just before this goes wrong. So the first thing I do in a handling packet is set ready for packets false in case it was re-entrant, and the last thing I do is set packets for true.
Are you familiar with the double lock pattern, which might come in handy here? Check lock pattern.
I could mutex it. I usually only mutex it when something is being hammered from multiple threads. In this case, there is only one game client theme transport. There is not two. There's no way. I'm just gonna.
What function's calling that then?
I'm just gonna say to myself. I'm just gonna definitely state to myself that this can't also be called from a callback. So while joining the server, we call accept incoming packets directly, and when we are join ed, obviously you can't be in both at once. Then we call accept incoming packets. But yeah, in theory, there is hypothetically a way in which ready for packets might be not written to, might not be not ready, but because we only call this in one thread, I don't think that's possible. We just literally, this just hammers on its own thread and reads it repeatedly. This is one of those that, like, everything seems good, all apart from the results. If that makes sense. Like, the data looks fine.
How to debug the...
There's too much. This is the problem. There's so much data the server sends. I need to detect it going wrong and then dump out the buffer, but I am failing with all of my code to detect this going wrong, because obviously I didn't know whether the issue was the server or the client. So I'm making sure this vehicle does definitely require its data sent. I'm making sure it does have a valid fleet ID. I make sure it has a valid prefab ID.
Okay, what about the writing code?
Yeah.
What are you writing into?
I am writing into the buffer, and I'm pretty sure this one actually is mutext, because I felt a bit more. No, maybe it's not. And so we're writing into a.
Into B. What is B?
B is a binary writer.
Okay, so you're starting from the beginning of the base stream of the B.
Yeah.
And you're sending. And you're passing in the internal buffer.
Yeah, so
internal buffer.
That's a byte buffer, which is a meg. That's a bit big. And then all I do is I wrap up that data here.
Yeah, let's see what B is. Where's B coming from?
B is the. I think that's actually a member. Oh, missed. B is a member variable.
B is a binary writer. Where's that constructed?
I just searched for B. That's not going to work. It is there.
Which is wrapping MS, which is wrapping send buffer internal. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other code that accesses B?
There's lots of code that accesses B, but all of it should be all on the same thread. There's lots of code that does it, but that's because that's the buffer we use to send stuff. There is, So you're suggesting, and that's not an incorrect suggestion. You're suggesting that something else is starting to write to the buffer during the messaging.
I'm not suggesting it because I think it, just because I can't think of it.
I agree with you. I'm just trying to work out. I'm just trying to find something that could, because we pretty much here during a single thing we just send all the data in turn. There's not much, if anything, that calls this externally. I'm trying to think of anything that does, that just says, "Oi, do this."
Does anybody remember how much ice we were supposed to deliver for the quest?
You're supposed to deliver 7 more in 9 minutes. Good luck.
I have 5 on me. So if anybody can grab 2.
It'll take longer to grab it.
Not if you've got the cargo van to get ice. Yes, I do. It's monitor. That's what I've been searching for. I don't think I am protecting this looking at it. So it is possible. Let's just say it's possible that the server is corrupting the send. Like, I can completely see how that could be a thing. I'm down with that as a possibility. But that doesn't help me understand how we are at offset 97 of the buffer.
Can you confirm that we do need just 2 more?
You need 1 more, apparently. Well done.
I'll go grab 1.
So, yeah.
97 is correct. That's 3 32s plus 1 byte.
Sure, cool. Great. If it's correct, brilliant. So how? So we're there. We're at 97, but the 123 is 17 bytes prior to that. We only read 8 bytes prior to that point.
Okay, so we're reading 4. I'm going to add these up. 4 for the 4 for the fleet ID, 4 for the prefab type, plus 4.
Yeah, 4 for the prefab type. There is also an int 32 right at the start, but only sent once.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which will be that 70. It'll be one of these. What was number of vehicles? Number of vehicles was 3, I think. Yeah, that's number of vehicles. Yeah, because there was a little bit of there's an int 32 for how many updates we've sent. Then the number of vehicles in this payload.
I'm expecting. So my calculation is that an entire packet should be an entire fleet thing.
Yeah.
Should be 47 bytes long.
So it should be 4 plus 4 plus 8. Hold on. Let me write this down because I've already lost count.
Yes.
4 plus 4 plus 8.
Yeah.
Plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. 32.
4 plus 4 plus 8. Ah, yes, okay.
So 32 bytes. So whatever the beginning offset is, which is probably 30. I think we start reading on the 13th byte, the 14th byte. Sorry.
Okay, so the packet is 55 long, and plus the 14th byte should get us to 69.
Well, the end of the first packet should have been at 46. 32 plus 13. Oh god, I can't just calculate. 32 plus 13. Yeah, 45th byte should have been the beginning of the second one. Bloody hell, at 1, 2, 3 to be seen for miles.
45th byte?
49th byte, sorry. 49th byte. Yeah, so there we go. There's
no, why? 4 bytes for the ID. 4 bytes for
so you remember you've got in the buffer. In the buffer, you've got the packet ID first, which is 17. But that's in the buffer. Like, that's the first thing I do is I work out what.
Okay, so I'm calculating that the first packet should be, the first ship should be 55.
So we've got the first Oh, come on. What back up?
Just the ship. Just the ship.
Yeah, but I'm trying to work out which packet we start on. Sorry, which... Come on, set it to there. Why are you not doing this? Handle incoming packet. There we go. Because this packet was 209 bytes. So the first 4 bytes are the type of packet, I think.
Fine.
And the next 4 bytes are the size of the packet. So there's 209 bytes in this packet. And then the next one is a 12, which I think is which update we are.
12.
I think that means it's the 12th vehicle packet. Wait, hang on. That looks bollocks. So we.
Oh, that's fine. 24800. So not, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way it's that big. Oh, because the server's been running for ages. I'm like, if it's only the first, yeah, the server's been running for ages. So yeah, sure, that's fine. And then the next number, the 13th byte, is the number of vehicles in this update.
Fine.
Which is 3. So we start at byte 13, and then we worked out that each.
So we need 4 for the fleet ID.
Which is a 4.
For the prefab type.
Which is no, can't be. That's a huge number. No, hold on. I'm sorry.
Minus.
So So I got what? Yeah, we've got 154 for the fleet ID, 4 for the prefab type.
Yeah.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Steam ID.
Yeah.
And then 36. No, what I want to skip to. 12.
36 sounds right.
36, yeah, times 3. It's a big number.
That's not 36 times 3, is it?
It's 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12 times 3. So it's 36, which takes me up to 65. That'll take me up to.
Okay. Beyond 49.
Yeah, because I wasn't taking, with the 49, I wasn't taking into account the start thing.
Yes.
And then actually there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's 4 of them. And then the interaction cargo shown lights on.
Billion.
Then the 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then the next thing we should read is a 0, a 0, and a 0, which is possible. It's not particularly like... You know what that would be, though? That would be the player. So the player will have a fleet ID of 0, and they are a bit of a special case. But I haven't realised they're a special case by this point. This is something with a fleet ID of 0 and a prefab type of 4. So there's the fleet ID. No, there's a prefab type of some big number. Is it just 1000? It's 1024. That is the player type. 2 seconds. I'm pretty sure that is actually the player type.
Is that the info guy?
Yes, it could be me. This is beginning to explain. So this particular issue, this is the worst thing. It's not causing any bugs I know of. I think it doesn't seem to cause anything, and I don't know why. Yeah. So Rob, 0400. That's 1024, isn't it? That's 256 times 4 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0.
256, 528. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So this is
Can I get a timer check?
0 minutes. Deliver 1 ice in 0 minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the drop off. I'm so close.
Still 0 minutes.
I believe in you, Ismaya.
Maybe I balanced it perfect. Because then we should get a level 1 difficulty mission, you see. Yeah, Rob, the data looks fine. I think it's incredibly suspicious. I think it's the player ship that's...
Nope, I collided.
We still have...
So you put 0,
000. And then
got 0.
1 or 2...
Oh, I collided into the unloading zone.
Noise. Colony received
And-
3,600.
Check the message.
1,000.
Check the message. What does the message say?
Yes. Yeah.
Unlock one ice
Mission
with 20,
completed.
It even,
2328 bonus.
it even says who did it.
You got a payday out of that, lady.
Oh no, that's colony reward.
No, yeah,
It's-
Colony got it.
It's a lot of money. Yeah. So Rob, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Fleet ID 0. Prefab
What's the
type.
next one?
Prefab type 1024. Fine, no problems. This is absolutely fine. The issue is we're not here. We're down at 97. It's like it's jumped 8 bytes through. This data is absolutely. I can see the matrix code now. I can see this. This is.
Is it green?
This is in some way related to this code. It is a player that we are. Hold on. Ah! I've worked it
He
out.
stepped on a
Rob.
Lego. Oh god, he stepped on a Lego.
We've missed.
Singular, it's plural.
We missed a bit of code because it doesn't matter. 0400 is 1024, which is type player, which is there. And we continue.
That.
That's the issue.
Oh, a player.
So we read 8. So we
So
read.
player packets aren't the same length.
We read no. This is the derp. The derp is there. We read 8 bytes and then went, oh, it's a player. Carry on. Oh no, I have to continue reading the packet, or yeah.
Oh, that's continuing the loop.
It's continuing the loop.
But
Yes.
it's reading another packet.
No, it's
hasn't-
reading. It's carrying on in the same packet for the next vehicle. Yeah.
Yes, it's reading a new vehicle halfway through this bit.
I love you, Rob. You're the best.
That took 15 minutes.
But so this is what I said when you're debugging, cutting. Always test your assumptions. I didn't even look at those two lines, those two things, because I knew the issue was on this one. So I completely skipped over these. I just didn't even engage by going, oh, they're fine, until I looked at the numbers that you made me look at, until I went, hold on a minute, that's 1024. I'm not sure what the solution is, but I definitely know what the problem is. God damn. Thank you, Rob. You're brilliant. Come and visit me. I'll take you to the arcade.
I'm going to
Are you
Vilnius
euphemism?
this weekend, so
You
can't
go-
be this weekend.
You're going where?
Vilnius,
Where?
Lithuania.
Oh, God.
They should have about 30 centimetres of snow by the time I get there.
Snow. Imagine being excited by
You're
snow.
choosing to go there?
Can you imagine being
Leave
excited
me
by
alone.
snow?
Leave
Can
me
you?
alone.
No.
I almost like this.
No, no,
They
I-
don't live very
It's
often.
supposed to be happening in just a couple
Yeah.
of hours.
I used to live with 2 Australian ladies, and one day they all but broke down my door going, Adam, it's snowing! I was like, oh, okay. And they were down in the living room, hands pressed against the window, just staring at the snow, just utterly entranced. They had never, ever seen snow, and it was quite heavy snowfall. And then they were all, oh, it's so brilliant. And I was like, you can go out in it if you want. They're like, really? We can go out? Is it safe? I was like, yes, it's perfectly safe. And Christy was this tiny, skinny little lady, an absolute, like a fairy of a lady, like about 4'10", tiny skinny person. And she put on every jumper and coat she owned. So she was basically just this round person. She's like, I'm ready to go out, and I'm sort of wearing, jeans and a t-shirt going. It's
A
very
light jacket. Yeah.
It's not that cold out, but yeah, bless them. So yes, I understand your excitement, and I have seen it firsthand. Yeah.
She lived in North
It's
California.
been over
Snow.
15 years for me.
What?
I thought you were in North California. What?
I was. But in
Not that
the
part.
area that I
Okay.
was in is not where it snowed.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay, no,
enjoy.
I guess it's only been 10 years.
You can have it.
15 since I've lived in an area with snow, but...
So tired of snow.
That explains why the corruption was always the same, or one of a couple of types, because it was whatever vehicle, whatever data was in the rest of the player packet.
It was trying to read the player's Steam ID.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how many hours I spent on that bug and how much time I spent rubber ducking? Lots. And the next was 50. God damn.
Rubber ducking.
Rubber ducking. Well, you get rubber duck and you talk to it. You explain the rubber duck, your bug, and then halfway through you go, and then rubber duck. I'm like, oh, why am I doing that? The idea is you read out every line of code.
You talk through it, yeah.
Yeah, you rubber duck, yeah. You explain to the rubber duck what it's done wrong and why it should be ashamed.
I'm used to rubber duck being, obviously the rubber duck, an aerial.
Oh, gosh, yes, I forgot about that.
An aerial?
Rubber duck aerial, yeah. Let me put a picture. Rubber duck aerial. It's the one
aerial,
the ones that you get on the back of Wi-Fi routers. Why are they called rubber duck aerials though?
Well, I got it from CB days, not just routers.
Yeah, but nowadays, if I were to explain to you what a rubber duck aerial was, and I went,
it was an aerial covered in plastic or rubber.
Yeah, bear in mind, I never had no one had aerials like that. I had an 18-foot dipole and silver rods. Why are they called rubber ducks?
According to one rumour, the young Caroline Kennedy, daughter of the President JFK, named the flexible device when she pointed at one on an agent's transceiver and said, "Rubber ducky."
Wow.
On the other hand, Dr. Thomas A. Clarke, a senior scientist with NASA, claims to have named it after listening to one of Vaughn Meader's comedies about the Kennedy family.
It does seem to be Kennedy family related. This article does not cite any sources. Yeah, I'm not too sure what to do. Whether or not I should just let this carry on. That if we receive I'm just trying to work out what happens if we receive a prefab of type player and why. Because the types won't match up.
Did we get a new mission?
Not yet. Not for you get a mission once an hour.
Ah.
I can skip to the mission though, but yeah, once in 14 minutes.
That gives me time to repair.
I think I need to continually let you know the missions are happening and going on as time goes on. But I think the idea is it focuses the colony, the people playing on do the mission because it is quite a lot of money. So the next one, which should happen fairly soon, should be a level 1 mission, and it will say that you've got a mission streak of 1, and it will be more difficult. Yeah, I really, really, really do not want to be iterating through on type player. So why is the server thread sending a type player? It's yeah, I know what it's going to be. This is going to be the guy in the ATC, isn't it? Because he has never. But he doesn't have a vehicle.
So what level is ATC guy?
ATC guy is now...
The highest.
Is he? Oh, my controller's not working. Ah, there it is.
Shake your finger sternly at it.
He is now level 25. That's fine, I'm level 24. Damn it, he's high level than me, just by idling.
Yeah. He's been here longest.
To be fair...
He's literally going to be the longest running player.
To be fair, he doesn't have much... he's got like police level 11 somehow.
He's watching.
Impressive.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's possible. Yes, that's almost definitely that's what it is. So vehicle requires data sent equals true. If lvar dot prefab type equals prefab type dot player. ATC idling scum. So the way it works is that when you're playing, you allocate a local spaceship. So when you receive data from the internet, that goes into that local spaceship. But on the server, it does the same thing. But that means that local spaceship is being sent to you. So that should be all that's necessary. Is I do not send the prefab to the. I don't. Any ships of prefab type player do not get sent. It's a pretend ship. It doesn't really exist, and I think that's the solution. Unfortunately, I can't actually test it because this is a server change, and as we all know, recompiling the game takes forever.
Say it ain't so.
Well,
somebody's left a whole bunch of workers in this Astro van.
How about handling the unknown?
Well, I left a lot of workers at the bus.
That should never happen. I've never seen that happen. That's bad. Well, I do. I debugged a log error, which spaff all over my screen.
Okay.
But yeah, I returned now, not continue. So, and then that is the blah. Oh, I'm so glad. I was genuinely getting to the point where I was worrying that I had like multi-threaded horror or bugs in Steamworks, or Steam sometimes sent me corrupt data. Like,
you should have looked at your log messages.
Yeah, but I wasn't. Was I seeing that one?
What is
I
no
guess
MOTD.text?
No messages a day.
Yep.
Oh, I thought I fixed that. Still no message.
We're supposed to know what we're supposed to be excited about for today.
Yeah, I thought I fixed that, but apparently I didn't. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll make sure that works. I should never see the unknown type. And that is the, oh god, it's all broken type. Doesn't matter what I do at this point. Oh, in fact, there, receive update for fleet ship 0 with prefab type unknown. But I will get rid of both of those then. I'm not sure what an unknown is. But yeah, either of those continues would have absolutely...
Is it an unknown?
Stop saying unknown. But yeah,
It's a Pokemon.
the game that I linked to you earlier, Esmia, that takes about 20 seconds to make a build. It's like, oh, it's lovely. Fortress Craft.
Old one?
Fortress Craft's new now. But Fortress Craft only takes about...
It took me about that long to download it.
Fortress Craft only takes about 5-6 minutes for a build.
For now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's for sale at the minute? Do we want anything?
Ships.
There's a cargo van for sale. Do we have any do we have enough cargo vans?
I think we've got 2.
Okay.
And chocolate?
You got any more limos available?
Should have 2.
We've already got the space limo, and the
Mine socket is a limo, but that's DJ's.
And the courier super. I'll tell you what though, because we're rich, because Esmia made us all that glorious money with her spectacular last second run. Let me buy the cargo van. I don't think we can have too many, and all the rest of the stuff is sale is all shit.
You made the RCS thrusters on the bus worse somehow.
I did not. Everything got better. Everything is... But I tried to do incremental changes rather than make it 10 times more.
Yeah, that's fine. But you went the wrong way.
You talk about the RC...
Yeah, they do less and get damaged faster. It's
right.
Actually,
that's okay. The health is the same. They do less. I don't believe it. Let me check. Yay for source control. Second November. Okay. Compare with working copy. Shut up, Dora. Can you guys hear Dora, by the way? Or is she getting crisps out? Sorry, Dora. Sound more human.
But I can't barely hear Rob as well. He's very quiet.
Oh, Rob's fine.
I'm just far away.
Oh. I mean, yeah, you're on the other side of the ocean to me.
It's possible I lied.
We all are now.
Yeah. I'm so alone. Oh, we're gonna crash because my RCS is dead because it's not done very well.
Pair with working copy. Apparently I keep committing this file with no changes in it.
Yeah, my RCS
Well,
is good.
that's interesting to be at Lunar Limos and get passengers for Warp Gate Alpha.
Yes, that is. There's no smarts in that. I'm sorry, Tad, I pretty much lied and I didn't change it at all.
Yeah, it's quite horrible.
But I like the way you think I did.
Well, you said you were going to.
And then you said it's got worse.
Yeah.
Even though it's not.
Because I was under the impression you had changed something.
Well, allow me to give you more rotational force. Would you like another 25% RCS? How much RCS do you think you deserve?
300%. This is really bad.
300%. This is the strafing. You want 300?
Yeah. It doesn't. No, I mean rotational, because that's not doing anything.
Okay. I'll give you 100%. I can't. 300%. That's insane. That's not balancing. That's just combat balanced. I
don't think you understand just how bad this is.
I do. I've flown it. All right, I've increased the stats on the bus a bit. 4 minutes. Okay, I've got time to come back in.
Is that what I'm driving right now?
No.
Okay.
You said you're driving the limo, or are you driving the
thing named an Astrovan.
No, that's Esmia is driving a Triro Astrovan, which is a cargo. I don't know if it is or not. I think it's a limo.
It's passengers.
Yeah, okay, it's the limo. That's an old ship. That will never happen again. I apologise for calling it an Astrovan. That was confusing. That took us all quite a long time to work out. The issue was not the game or us. It was my stupid naming convention.
All right, found another thing. I am sitting in the worker drop-off for the worker dock for the hydroponics. Son of a bitch. Never mind.
Rubber duck your issue. Okay, so I have slightly improved the bus. Do we have any more buses?
All right. Do you want me to count how long it takes to do a 360 turn? Or no, I've got broken RCS. That'll never actually complete this turn.
Are you
today.
fully loaded?
More or less. 27 out of 36.
I think we only have one bus, I'm afraid, so it is slightly tricky to...
All right, here, I'm popping out of it. You can play with it.
Well, I have slightly improved stats. Well, let me know when you get out of it.
Manipulator, go.
Yeah. Oh god, I've just spawned inside the manipulator.
There you are.
Yeah.
Hello. Keep in mind, the RCS thrusters broke in my trip to the food processor.
So
I thought that's who I had with me, not hydroponics people. Because I are dumb.
See, it feels like the ship's taking damage even though they're not doing anything, but it's mostly just that bar is very smoothed. I'm guessing the ship is. Oh,
Trying your hardest to turn.
yeah, let me.
I keep doing these maneuvers. What is it where you go in reverse really hard and then swing around 180 degrees?
It's good, isn't it?
J-turn.
Like a J-turn, or is that a Scandinavian flick? What, definitely.
I turn off the gyros and then just turn it around.
Extra style points if you tip front over back.
If just as we're talking about that, it's a component. If you nosedive the vehicle when it's parked, and then turn the gyro stabilization on, it swings like a bugger for ages.
Yeah, bear in mind it's there as a gentle flight assist. It's not there to do it for you. It just helps you. Yeah. If you try, I mean, it's just like if I turn on lane assist on my car and then just drive as fast as I can around really sharp roads, it doesn't, go very well. Like, well, of course. Is system working? Okay, now where's the RCS call for this? The problem is when I debug stuff, it's very, very quick. I will debug this and I get kicked off the server. So I put a breakpoint there. Stress is 0.
I suppose it would be too difficult to write a separate client just sort of spitting out information from the server onto a special display of some sort.
No, what happens is I will, if I spend too long, the server goes, oh, you stopped talking to me, and then just exits. That's what happens.
Sounds like you could fix the server not to do that.
It's not bad, at least.
Yeah, I can improve it. I can get rid of the timeout from me. I can get rid of the timeout, but I can't get rid of the timeout from Steam. Steam will eventually go, look, you're not talking, sort off. I'm just trying to spot which bit of code, I'm sure there was some, stopped it breaking too soon. Yeah, time since system broke.
Deliver ice within 32 minutes.
Minimum flight time for a broken system is 1 second. That might be... Yeah, so that is working. I just think it's a bit harsh, isn't it? Shall I put the minimum guaranteed working time to 3 seconds? Because this ship is 100% broken. It is as broken can be. You're not supposed to...
It's just the RCS that's broken.
Yeah,
that's the part that's just like, damn it.
But you're not supposed to just break them and then go, oh, well, whatever. Once you go, oh, that's a little bit damaged, you're supposed to fix it. But I agree that because...
That thing's so heavy, it needs to make the wide sweeping turns that is nothing but RCS. I don't want to do this, but I can't orient without that.
Are you doing drift turns? Are you turning and doing RCS burns at the same time?
What?
I do.
So if you're steering to the left, your ship will slide. So then you could also sidestep to the left at the same time.
Yeah, anything other than forward and back thrust is RCS.
No, I'll say it again. When you're turning cargo van and
I grabbed it.
Water freighter, when you're flying the bus or heavy vehicles, are you using both sticks to do cornering or just the right stick? Question for Tad.
Right.
Just the right stick.
I only slow down. Yeah, I slow down with the left a little, but not enough for it to.
Okay. Right. So that's good to know because that means
under regular thrust. That's not RCS.
That means you're doing it more gently. That's fine because
I'm trying to save my coils because that bus doesn't work without them.
Yeah, it's because it's heavy. You're doing long sweeps, and once you've been thrusting for more than 1
I understand
second, yeah. But what I will do, I will increase the health of the RCS. So how much health would you like on the RCS? Bear in mind, you do have to pay to fix it. That shit him up.
You always want like more on the heavier vehicles.
Yeah.
And the lighter vehicles, keep it where it is.
Oh yeah, no, this is on a per vehicle basis. But I mean, what I can do is I can increase the RCS thruster to 250, and I will also on the cargo van slightly increase it. So I haven't really touched these stats. I can set stats on everything. Like I can set so many stats. I just not really needed to. Scout minibus. So now medium-sized things have a slightly bigger thing. Large vehicles have a double one, and the bus, which is a pain to fly, now has even more. Let's get the patch notes up. Where are they? AstroTruck changes. Improved RCS status on the bus. Increase RCS health on all larger vehicles.
Here's Mayo.
It's a sweet power drift.
Yeah, so the best way to fly is by steering and thrusting. So you steer and you counterbalance the slip with the left stick. That has a drawback. You're then burning through RCS in twice the rate.
Not good.
Well, it looks cool. Feels cool.
Yeah, it feels like how you're supposed to be flying, for sure. But you're doing so much terrible things to your RCS coils. But when you're asking how much should I improve it by, I was like, I don't know how the numbers work for those anyway. If you had the number on the bar graphs, just to confuse everybody, I'd be able to say, oh, make it this number. But I have no idea what number it is, much less how much numbers to add or subtract.
Twice as much.
Rob, have you been following Twitter?
Aware of that, yes.
Like, have you been following...
It's quite amusing.
Recent Twitter.
What, the fact that they shut the doors?
Well, apparently Elon emailed everyone who's still there and asked for each engineer to send him up to 10 screenshots of the most salient lines of code. Like, what? Like, someone said, this is a bit like, I don't do coding, he says, but it's a bit like saying, take the 10 pictures of the most important bolts to this car. It's just a nonsense thing to say. I also have a funny feeling, by the way, that that number needs to be a divisor, not a scalar. But yeah, I've just sort of been following this whole unbelievably expensive car crash, like genuinely, and I don't really understand what's going on. I have to say, like, I do. You know, Elon Musk, he perhaps does not use Twitter like a normal person.
I'm kind of hoping that he's got some kind of ingenious insight into the ways of people's working, and they think,
yes,
I'm going to share what they think the most important parts are. And it's more interesting in what they share rather than what he sees that they share.
Yeah, I mean, I understand and admire his goals for Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter. I understand what he's trying to do, just not why he's doing it. He wants a place where all humans can communicate on an equal level, and you can freely share information, and governments can't hide information, and all of this stuff. I completely understand that goal, and it's a wonderful and noble goal. But on the flip side, have you been on the internet? Have you met people from the internet? Because that ain't gonna work. And this whole concept...
Town hall, and the fact is, in the town hall, people don't say whatever the fuck they like. People don't go around being dicks. Did you get kicked out?
Yeah, you get kicked out of the town hall if you're a dick. Yeah, absolutely. Did I?
Hey, Tad, are you all right?
You saw nothing? I'm fine.
Yes, I would have taken a picture of that one.
If that was in VR, I'd have thrown up. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
All
That
I
would
can
have been
see is what looks like a
absolutely freaking
narwhal's
awful.
horn.
I thought I cleared it. I did not. And then I'm just in this beautiful corkscrew straight into the asteroid. Oh god.
Yeah, your
There's
ship's
no question.
trails.
If I was in VR, I didn't need to clean up my floor. This is bad.
I'm sure I increased this number, but it doesn't make much difference. I doubled the rotational force scalar. I gave 25% more forwards thrust and 20% more side set thrust, but that does not appears to have. Let me just make it 10 times more. Let me make sure it's definitely. Change.
How much ice have we tried to get over there? 32?
We need to get 49 over there. I can haul 5.
Oh my. And I've got 20.
And
so
your
that's
ship
2
is
trips
just
for each
as
of us.
slow as
Did you catch up to me? I can't.
Oh yeah.
God, I
no,
wish I had over the
passed
shoulder
you and
view.
everything.
Oh my goodness.
Not over your shoulder. I went underneath you.
Well, I'm glad you get to see my trail from that nonsense.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I'm staying clear of that.
He's having a fun time. Was going to full speed, crashed into something, threw up spinning too fast. 10 out of 10, give it a year.
I just got a message, failed to send packet. I think I'm trying to join Tad, who I think may have just bounced off the internet.
After I've bounced off the Voron ring.
Did you know that when a British person wants you to pour the tea, they will say, "Will you be mother?" Because I didn't. And the first time it happened, I was convinced I was in a haunted doll possession scenario.
What?
Have you not heard that phrase, Rob?
Have you?
Yes. If you say, "Oh, shall I be mother?" that means I'll pour the tea. Really? Have you not?
Oh dear gods, it's a tea party term.
I've literally never heard that.
Wow.
When you're playing tea party, that's, you know.
Astrovan, carries workers, bus. Let me just spend 10 seconds of the bus and I'll... So I've just made the turning performance 10 times more. It's... Okay, that's better. I dread to think what's going to be like when it's empty. What have we got? Available ships. We're doing ice, are we?
Yeah.
R1 Sprinter.
If you do that, I'm just gonna go back to the ATC and grab the next batch. I'm going to cheat.
Well, no, I mean, the point is, can you do it properly? Oh, it's got no fucking fuel, for God's sake. Who parked this? It's got 20 fuel, 19 fuel. Is it? No one's in a refueler, I assume.
Well, no. It's just the 3 of us and we're all hauling ice.
Well, I'm not going to
I
haul
thought you were
ice.
going to add code
no,
that
my
would tell you
RTS.
who was last.
I have, I just haven't displayed it yet. 18 fuel. Oh. Let's not break the speed limit, let's just coast. But yeah, balancing the missions is important. The problem I've got is there will need to be a service, I think, because if there were 40 of us playing and we all had spaceships, this would be easy. There's one of you playing. Well, yeah, but my point is, if there are 1,000 people on the server and enough spaceships, you will absolutely, definitely win. There is no way you can possibly lose, assuming the refinery has enough things. Which I guess is a possibility.
an exception that you can't get a iron bar mission until after you've gotten an ore mission?
No, the mission is completely random. If the mission isn't possible, well then, then you should go, all right, then next time we should make sure that we are. But yes, I guess if you had 2 iron bar missions in a row, you might not be able to do the second one.
Ah, this poor ship needs repairs.
But when you complete a mission, the difficulty goes up by 2, and you fail a mission, the difficulty goes down by 1. So you'd have to fail a couple of missions in a row in order to you have to fail 2 missions in a row in order to actually lose any progress. Come on, I'm having to refuel. It may be that I just increased the health of the RCS coils across the board. I have just increased them for vans and freight ships and the bus. So there you have a larger health pool, which, as I said, you will have to pay for.
I mean,
it will
you're paying for it one way or the other. It's just how often you're going to get it fixed. I swear you just teleported.
Me?
Shh. You didn't see anything.
No, it's... Okay, that is what happened.
Well, bear in mind, if you have to cheat to complete the mission, that's fine. Then you just say that the point is to work out.
No, she's
gone back to the ATC.
She's getting closer to the repair.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, because of course you only carry 1 ice in the cargo van, don't you?
No, 5.
Is it 5? Okay.
No, it was perfect. I carry 20, so 220, that's 40, and it's 49, so she would carry 5 and then 4.
Tad is unloading 1 type ice. Okay.
I unloaded a much faster rate than Ismaya, though. Mine is 198 kilograms a second, and hers was only 70 something.
That's because it's the ice ship versus... It's a combination of your skills, which may or may not be higher, and your ship. Otherwise, if they're equal, it's all well and good that the ship does carry 10 times as much, but not if you've got to spend several minutes loading it.
Yeah, I'm not that high of level in cargo.
Well, what's your relative loading rates?
Because that translates from taxi as well.
Yes.
I'm at 105.6.
Got a long way to go.
What's yours, Tad?
113.41.
Noobs, 125.2.
Yeah, but you were cheating with when the food was easy to do.
But I was not.
Because that was a lot and very fast. I was watching you load it. I was just like, man, I need to hurry up and get cargo.
I don't think that's been a significant part of my cargo career. Elon Musk right now is like if Elmer Fudd bought a website off Bugs Bunny.
What was it? Because today none of the staff are working. Made it onto Reddit. Someone posted a picture of themselves making meth. He was just like, says Twitter's not getting moderated today. I'm making meth. It's like, oh my god, guy.
Okay, I've got my cargo van. It is now repaired. Oh, the game looks so weird without lighting.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to the light.
I don't know. I must have. I must have done something. I'm not
really didn't like you canceling that bake. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I've baked it all since then.
It's like Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, it's odd with no lighting. I need to check on the Steam Deck then, see if the Steam Deck version's got. The only thing I've changed of note is I've disabled VR, just to see. So, Rob, you're technical. Let me explain to you in case you go, right, yeah, but so in Unity, I have a couple of tick boxes, one of which is put VR support into the build, and another one is automatically enable VR support in the build. So if I click the enable one, then when the game boots up, it will automatically kick off VR. So I've unticked the one that says automatically enable VR. So, and then I query the resolution of the computer. And if the computer is running at 1280 by 800, I disable VR on the basis it's almost definitely a Steam Deck.
Okay.
However, it crashes immediately. So on the Steam Deck, if we look at the logs, it crashes straight away after having a whole bunch of comments about Kronos controllers and OpenXR and all of that. And I was like, oh, okay, but it hasn't even hit the line of code that I say enable VR. So then, in the last build, I completely disabled VR. I totally said, do not have VR support in the build. And hey, well, look, it runs on the Steam Deck. So now I'm in the situation that I need to find someone else who's had this same issue of a VR compatible game running on the Steam Deck. I don't want.
Sounds like something's initializing, even though it's not activating.
Yeah, even though I've told it not to. Specifically said
Put
don't.
it in the other order.
No, you've got to have one step the other.
Something. That's where it crashes on my laptop.
No, this crashes.
Well, what?
This crashes so soon. It's almost funny how far it how soon it crashes. And
no, it crashed immediately.
Yeah, but if I look at the log, everything before it is just talking about VR. That's the bit that's funny. I'm just trying to find out. When I say has file, I don't mean. Yeah, so I look at.
It has the file.
Yeah, I don't mean images. So there's the log file of a crash run on the Steam Deck, and the first thing it starts with VR. VR implemented but not active. And the first thing it does, like this is
when you say implemented, what exactly do you mean?
I mean that I am able to call OpenXR dot initialize. The function is there, so I could say, hey, let's have us some VR. But
okay. So if this was a .NET project, that would mean to me that you reference the assembly.
Yeah, I'd say I've got the DLL, but I'm not actually doing anything with it. It's there if I want it. But the first thing it does, it starts off saying, literally 3 lines in, discovering subsystems. OpenXR. I was like, what? Why are you doing this? I haven't told. And then it says,
is this a Unity library or a?
It's
or just a general .NET library.
No, this is OpenXR. So this is one of multiple implementations of the OpenXR standard, which Valve have done.
Okay, is it a Unity specific library?
No.
If it's Unity specific, maybe it's got some hooks for Unity. If it's not, I'd be surprised and think that it would need explicit. I mean, I don't know. Unity does a load of stuff that is beyond what Von.
Yeah. So essentially, I've said I want an OpenXR headset, possibly, but then I've unticked this box here that says initialize XR on startup. So that is not ticked. Do not initialize OpenXR. Yet the literal 3rd line of the log file is looking for XR subsystems. And then it goes, I can't find a bunch. That's fine. And then it sort of goes, I can't find any. Moving on, and then just dies.
And then on my laptop it says crash.
Yeah, it doesn't even do that on the Steam Deck. It just stops. It then starts to tell me it can't load in Unity XR legacy input helpers camera offset get tracking space because it cannot resolve a type. These are fine, and then just goes bang, dead. Whereas if I disable VR entirely, if I say this is no longer a VR enabled project, works fine. But I can flip it off and on. It's not difficult, but it means I need to make 2 builds, and I really don't want to be making 2 builds if I can possibly avoid it.
You didn't have to do it like AstroTrucks did?
No, I'm not doing that. That's embarrassing, and they should be taking us on his shot.
they do?
In Euro Truck Simulators, despite having had VR support for a decade, they literally ship the game and someone hacks in the support for it. So it's on a branch called like Oculus Test. I will make two. As far as I know, if I make a build for Linux, that's what will execute on the Steam Deck. So I could possibly just have one version, and I believe in Linux, there is no VR support. So I would be able to say on... Oh, wow. They've mushed together Windows, Mac, and Linux as one target for this dialog box, so I would have to disable it by hand each time and then make a build. I love Unity, it's great.
That wasn't said with a lot of pain behind it.
The thing is, I don't know Unreal well enough. I bet if I used Unreal, I would just bitch about a whole bunch of different things. I have looked at various, accidentally I've read posts about people having issues with Unreal, and they've got their own shit. It's not like it's a flawless ecosystem by any means. It's just got issues I don't know about.
All right.
Yeah, I will. I guess I will rebake the lighting straight after this stream because my computer turns off at 5 in the morning anyway. So I'll let it do its thing.
I am left wondering, do I have enough fuel to complete this run?
Well, that's where you say
you.
Having someone in the fuel ship can massively. That could be a good, force multiplier on the.
I thought I had enough.
But you cheated to go back and repair. Why didn't you just grab gas while you were there?
Because we're on a timer.
Ugh.
Yeah, 24
By
ice.
crashing into stuff.
24 ice in 7 minutes. Even if I cheat, I don't think I can get 2 more runs. I might be able to get one. I might be able to get one by completely
I've got 20.
Well, if I knacker my ship, I can probably get one more. So if I turn off the safeties and completely trash it, but that's probably not a very good way of doing it. It might be I need to slightly tone down the mission scalars. And, for fuck's sake.
Just a little bit more time.
High priority. Show owner.
Luckily,
with...
the RCS does not consume fuel, so hey.
In theory, yes, you can angle the ship downwards 90 degrees and just push it along with the RCS. It's not very fast. Then again, neither is the bus, so I guess it's not all that bad. But this is when people say to me, "Can the game be played single player?" I'm like, well, I mean, it can, but I can't balance it for everyone and everything. And I can't even do the obvious thing, which is how many players are online, try and balance the mission around that, because it'd be like, oh, mission in 1 minute, everybody lock off. Oh, look, it's a really easy mission. Hey, we did it. Oh, is that not streaming? Oh, so I found the worst bit, bringing the bloody ship to a halt.
I mean, you could do it kind of like how Diablo did it, which is players logged in, the world has gotten more deadly.
Oh, what? So the mission suddenly gets harder in progress?
Nasty, but amusing.
Yeah, but no.
But scale off of the collective levels.
Sure. Oh, we're about to fail the mission. Quickly, log off. 2 people log off. Oh, look, we only deliver 6 now. Hey, done it. Yeah. It's exploitable no matter either way, so I'm going for this scaling. So I reckon if you're running on a server with 100 players, you'll be getting level 50 missions because you'll have scaled there. And if you're running on a server with 3 players, you'll be getting level 5 missions, and it will self-balance. That's the thought. The missions are cool because they do focus everybody to go do the same thing. Loading. Wow, I'm only at 84 kilos a second. I've got 5,000 kilos to offload.
Offload?
That gives me time to RCS my way into there. Oh, got 1% fuel.
Nice.
Well, I'll tell you what then. Let's be a team player.
0.69% fuel left.
Nice.
It doesn't say that I've just got in a ship and done something, does it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does. Don't know whether you actually bothered reading it, but it does.
I've got the tiny tinker.
Yeah. Where are you, Esmir?
Parking in the unload.
I do like the tankers. They fly so well. Like, obviously they have to because they have to keep up with other ships, but it's quite, like, I can throw this around better than anything other than the scouts. I wonder when you are in the dock and parked and doing something successfully, if the camera should look down automatically. Like down at the start. I guess it probably should, just to indicate, you know, all's good, just don't do anything for a bit. You could override it, but it should automatically switch to that. I think that's quite a good idea.
I do like that idea.
Look down when starting a load, unload, allow override. Okay. I'm going towards you at full pelt. Well, Tad, how much ice you got on board?
20. How much time have I got left?
1 minute, but we only need to deliver 14. Quickly, Jefferson's done. You reckon you can do that?
As soon as I finish this power slide. And then the forever it takes to slow down fully for the unloading.
But yeah, if we feel the time limits are too tight, we can always massage them. But if we had Max doing this as well, we'd have stormed this mission. Like, this wouldn't have even been close. If we had Max and Schalke, I'd be probably making it harder now. But the idea is, the more missions that we successfully do, the harder they get, and the more missions we.
You got this, Tad. You got this.
Just waiting for the fail mission.
My coils, no.
Why?
"30 seconds it takes for the speed to finally go to 0.
And failed.
No, mission failed.
I was too high up. God damn.
Esmir, where are you?
Still parked in that unload.
Oh. Oh, of course, yes. Yes, you no longer
It wouldn't
need.
have mattered if I had made it there.
No, it does. I fixed that. If Esmir has finished unloading, then it doesn't matter what she's doing.
No, I'm saying if I had
ship's
managed to
on.
make it here at the last second,
Yeah. No,
it still wouldn't have mattered because it timed out while I was still unloading.
Dock servicing another vehicle, please wait. Or come back later. I'm a reader, not a cop. Oh, you're a bit low as me. I can't get underneath you. Thank you.
Well, shoot.
How's
I
that?
have no idea how much fuel I have.
Oh, look down. It'll tell you.
No, it's too busy saying dock busy.
Oh, mine too. You may. If you fly upwards slowly, I'll try and match.
Gotta go all the way to the top.
Get good at this. So I have maintained the docking through this whole thing, and I've not even hit you. Got very close though. Are you out of it now?
Wow. Yep.
Okay, can you move one more ship's height out of it, please, so I can get there? You're about to hit the pipe. Careful. Wow, those pipes are really big. I hadn't realised. Because never get close to them. There we go. We're offloading. Oh, I haven't. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Fuel readout in tanker should not be mode specific. So I have a special readout that lists how much fuel I've got, but it disappears when I was in the dock.
All right. Thanks for the fuel.
Was that it? Is that all you needed?
Yep. That's all I needed.
Oh, for heaven's sake, that's still broken.
You're clipped into a wall exploding slowly. I'm just seeing a lot of particles from you smashing into the hydroponics bay.
Sounds like a you issue. Oh, where are you?
Oh.
I was going to refuel you.
Oh.
I don't.
I can't tell where you actually are.
Well, I can follow your trail. I can see you. You've flown outside, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm spinning around in circles. Hang on.
Yeah.
I went to go turn around and my RCS died and...
Just stay still. Are you still? Turn on your ship to ship. Is it on?
Yep.
I don't think.
Everything's groovy.
Yeah,
I'm ready for you.
I don't think this one has a valid ship to ship. I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm just flying underneath you now.
Well.
Oh, that's very cool. I will make a note then. You're in the water tanker.
That's probably all 4 of the new ones.
Maybe. Like I said, it didn't take me very long to actually...
It's a good assumption.
Yeah, it didn't take me very long to do the missions. Like the ships. It really doesn't, but there's a lot of work to get them to final quality. Right. I am going to disconnect there. I will shut the server down soon, and I will...
Let me fix this ship.
No, I'll leave this up for a bit, but I'll start the bake off. So, how are we then on the difficulty? I reckon for 4 players, we would have stormed it. 4 players who were all focused on doing the missions, not just 4 players.
If we had enough of the right ships to do it, probably.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Well,
should we always assume that we've got the specialty ships for the missions?
We've got 1 of each, because I've been buying them when they turned up. So I
understand.
I think we're a bit rich. We've got nearly 1.5 million.
Wow. Wow.
What's the metro hauler? Yeah, there's a space limo for sale.
We don't need a 3rd one.
A small refueler, tugboat collector, small repair. Yeah, we just need to wait for the next set of bits. I have a funny feeling my issue before might have been it running out of RAM, but I wouldn't have just left it with I haven't baked. So I'm just going to start the light bake, and they're going to go and grab a drink, and then see whether or not it's working or not. So, back in a bit.
Oh. So is Maya. So far, all things considered, Sweden, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that it's working out. And I did see that you're finally getting a date for all your stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The
Do you have
question
to do any?
is the ship actually going to arrive in port?
Oh, we'll have
time?
none of that negative Nancying. No. Stop that.
The thing was already supposed to be here.
I know. Is driving different there, or is that something you don't need to worry about?
No, it's pretty on par with California.
Oh, nice. Or not, depending.
I mean, if you're a law-abiding driver, it's good.
Nice. That's why I like Virginia. None of us are law-abiding drivers. And we get called out for it like mad. What, training at one base, and they were like, so you're in Virginia and the drivers here are awful. And I just started laughing. He's like, you're from here? I'm like, yep. What's the problem? What's the deal? I'm just like, roads are a suggestion.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be from Chicago.
No, thank you. Or Jersey.
Worst drivers ever.
A friend of mine was in New Jersey, and it was the 4-lane part of the interstate. And a cop was upset that he was in the way, so he goes to pull him over. And it took like an hour to get across 4 lanes of gridlock traffic for him to get pulled over by the cop. And the cop just wanted to complain at him, or just wanted to give him a ticket because he knew it was from out of town and wasn't gonna fight it. So it's just like, wow, that's super shit.
Sorry, what was that? What was shit?
A friend of mine got a ticket out of state because they knew he wasn't going to fight it.
Oh. Error exporting.
Oh,
yeah, so this was the one. I'm getting out. Oh, I remember what was happening now. I have done some work on improving the amount of memory the bakery system uses because it puts.
You have to do that?
Yeah, so I'm using a third-party bakery system because Unity does not work. I literally had to buy one, but you get the code for it. But I don't think it's ever dealt with a scene quite this big, like physically big. And it's the issue is the way it's written is absolutely batshit. So assuming Rob is still there, I'll see if I can get a little gasp out of Rob, because the export function, it's come on, take me to that. The export function starts on line 6000 and finishes on line 8000, and it's just one big function, and it finds every single vertex in the entire scene, puts them on a list, then it finds from those vertices all of the albedos, textures, UVs, everything. It gets everything. This is in one function. That's the issue. And it's an I enumerator. So what you do is you call the function and the function just returns, and you call it again and the function carries on where it left off. So this means that everything in this function, which holds some 8 or 10 copies of my entire scene, because it's in one function, it never clears down the memory. It's absolutely mind-boggling the way it's been written. And And I have tried, where possible, as soon as something is no longer needed, I clear down that array. Whereas what this guy did was continue to build up arrays and arrays and arrays, and then to start writing these arrays to memory buffers, and at the end of it, clear everything down. But by that point, I've run out of RAM. I mean, I have physically run out of RAM. Like 30. It's really good, apart from this issue. Like, the actual baking part is fine. The issue is that it doesn't chunk the work. It just does a massive shit ton of work.
Oh, the problem is the function's so big, they've got no chance in refactoring that to make it chunkable.
Yep. Well, it's also because, I mean, I don't know if you use yield and I enumerators anywhere apart from Unity. It's a way of writing a state machine into a function by just typing the word yield return. It's awful.
Yes, it's pretty old, but it's Unity advances it, right? This makes sense if you actually have a generator, right? Something that's going to generate an infinite sequence or something.
Yeah.
Not the way they've used it, but Unity have used it as an async process.
Yeah, well, it's yeah, exactly. But because this
stuff existed in .NET, and they chose not to use it at that point.
So because this is a whole bunch of yield return nulls, all of the data is there. If it was a function that ran over the data and then spat out some data to be processed by something else, then it would have cleared down the memory as it went along, and then build up and clear down, build up and clear down. But because they didn't, I'm left with desperately trying to work out. Like I've started by like this array here, but I didn't know we ran out of RAM. Oh, I'm quite close to the end actually. Getting there.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately.
Did you know that?
Huh?
Did you know that the small food freighter under the things it carries iron ore, iron ingots, raw food, and processed food?
I don't know. Esmir probably should have told me about that. You should have told me, Esmir.
I did.
Oh, you did. Oh, I should probably fix the code then, shouldn't I?
But
I did.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fixed it.
Oh, I missed that part. And also the
Yeah, it happened early in the stream.
But yeah, so Rob, what I'm having to do is finding a variable and control finding it, and then finding other places this variable is used, and then making sure if this is the last place it's used, clear it down immediately. But I can't even see where this is done at all. Oh, I see. We export it there. But essentially, he then takes these arrays and then writes into a shit ton of files, keeping all of those files open until until it just dies.
So what you're saying is you need a terabyte of RAM.
Well, the problem is I've got 32 gigabytes of RAM and I think I have 48 gigabytes of swap. But I don't think Windows can use swap for a function, for a given process. I can only have a single process with 32 gigs.
So what you're saying is you need to upgrade to 64.
No, a terabyte. They make 128 sticks. And if you've got 8 slots on your motherboard,
your motherboard needs to be able to support that much.
You mean AMD?
I mean, no.
I'm pretty sure that's what Threadripper's for.
Oh, Threadripper, yeah. Threadripper will support that, yeah.
Which is epic.
I mean, still no, that's not a solution.
No, that's not Epic. It's the consumer version of Epic.
Yeah, but as I said, as far as I'm aware, if I have 32 gigabytes of RAM, that means one program can allocate 32, and Windows can page the entire rest of your entire operating system out. But one process can't allocate more than your actual physical RAM, I think.
Curses. you need 128 sticks anyway.
So that's definitely not true because SQL Server has been operating, allocating more RAM than you've got available for years.
Is that not multiple instances of it though? Or something?
I don't know. Fortress Craft Evolved once crashed my whole computer because of a mod that had a massive memory leak. Thanks to lucrative
Fortress
mods.
Craft Evolved that was Fortress. Oh, that's.
It was the advanced sorter mod, and well, when you're running as many sorters as you need for lucrative mobs,
which is ridiculous. Yeah.
But yeah,
I found that memory hole very fast.
I don't mind that it's slow. That's fine, because it can just take as long as it likes. I don't care. But Windows just won't allow Unity to allocate more than 32 gigs.
Oh. Boo! Well, that's lame.
So does that close the file? Buffered binary writer float. I assume that actually physically writes the file at that point.
Man, these taxis do not have a lot of hull integrity.
Stop hitting them into things.
Never. I'm trying, I'm cutting corners as hard as I can. It doesn't always work.
Oh, this is proving to be quite tricky to page stuff out. I mean, the other solution, and this is unfortunately one that is an ongoing one, is just to put less stuff in that's exported. Because it was taking every single vertex, the entire thing, and then from that working out what to export, but then keeping it live. So I've already improved. I'm surprised it's not a lot better than it was. I'm even gone down to calling gc.collect at what I hope are opportune moments. Yes, we scanned 42,856 objects and then extracted from that 12,500 objects to process. But it kept all of those objects live all the time. It didn't clear those. So I actually do clear these down. And then it opens all of the files. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 files. Sets up binary buffered writers for those. And then starts to process through this loop of 600 lines. No, sorry, 600, 1600? 1500 lines of code in this function here.
Oh no, your decals are broken again.
That's just how it is. I am tempted, by the way, to try and ask Dev Studio to spit out the inners of this loop into a function, because it will do that, and then it will work out all the things you have to pass in and back.
I see if Rider can do something smart and transform it.
The problem is, because of the enumeration, it needs to understand that you're passing that back up, and I don't think it will.
Rider's very good at that. That's exactly what Rider's good at.
Yeah, I have a comment here. Could we loop over all the files and export that instead of collecting 20 gigabytes of data when exporting? But the interesting thing is I wrote a script to remove
unknown. Oh god.
Locate all.
Who is unknown?
Huh?
We have an unknown on the server. Hello.
Oh no! What? No, we can't have unknowns. I fixed that bug.
Unknown has started loading raw food. Unknown is now level 7 and level 8 in cargo.
Oh, that annoys me. So, bear in mind, unknown players almost constantly send data to the server about who they are. So that shouldn't ever happen. I need to work.
And they're a high enough level that they can run a cargo ship. So
yeah, I'm sure it's someone we played with before. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Why some people are coming back to unknown. If ever I've had a valid name, that should take priority. Okay, locate objects. So I wrote a script to try and pull objects out of it. Maybe I just need to scale that up a bit. So I actually wrote a script that found any object that's smaller than 8 meters aside and pulls it out of the light mapper. Okay, object too small for bite maps. Scanned 18,000 renderers. Oh, and found 5,065 static renderers that are too small. 5,000 using light maps.
Oh, it's one hand.
It's one hand.
But why is he unknown? How do you know he's one hand?
Because I asked.
It's me. One hand.
Oh.
I didn't even know we had a chat.
Yeah, we have a chat. Did you not know? Enter. Of course it's enter.
Like every other chat. Oh.
I'm wondering if what happened
Nice.
is I ran that script to remove items to the light map and then Bakery crashed. So I should have just removed 5,000 meshes from the light map process because they're just too small. They're smaller than 125 cubic meters or 8 meters aside. There's just no point in light mapping that something that big. So let's see what happens. On the bright side, at least my swap file is no longer on my D drive. And I'm still somewhat boggled how that happened.
Right, I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Have a good night.
See you later.
Boy.
Yeah, it's unknown here.
Hey, unknown. How you doing, man?
Good.
That's really annoying. So, if the server thinks you're unknown, you do regularly tell the server what you're called. And if you've ever not been called unknown, you should be there. So if you say to the server, so it doesn't know who the fuck you are, it will assume you're the last name. So I need to check over that code.
I mean, if I go to the ATC, it lists a bunch of unknowns.
Yes, at some point, at some point we lost a bunch of data, and I don't know why. So, Zebra's listed as unknown. I know that for a fact. Andy's listed as unknown. I don't know why, but they are.
Team up to their normal hijinks.
Unfortunately, I think it is probably my fault.
Who dat?
Whoa! Is someone just hauling a rock in front of me?
No, that's just what they do.
NPC, okay.
Oh, I think the ships won't get stuck anymore, so that's good. So they were cargo. It got to the point where they would just start to queue up, and it now should work. Air exporting.
You actually fill up?
Huh.
Finish fueling up, Ismaya?
No, I got to 58% and then it kicked me out.
Yeah, because I started
Yeah, the repair docs don't have the code from the. It's only the load and unload docs that have got the code to keep an eye on you, who you are. Okay, so interestingly, this has still exporting 12,457. So I say locate all objects. Huh? So it's now finding 5,065 objects. I scan again, it's finding 0. Scan again, 0. Okay, I don't think that's working. Let me come out of the scene and come back in. I mean, that will help. Pulling 5,000 renders out will definitely make a difference. Right, so that is obviously not saving, not writing. Game yeah, how do I do this then? Because I have a function here called set static editor flags, but I don't know how to write an editor script that changes the scene. Unity editor script to change scene. Editor script changes to scene not recognized. Oh, mark scene dirty, maybe? Editor scene manager.
Oh man, you needed a lot of fuel this, man. Oh no!
No, it's still stuck at 58%, so...
Oh, then I need to actually get out of here.
Yeah, I haven't written that code yet. It now works okay for the loading unloading doc, so I need to duplicate the code into the other doc types.
Better?
Once I get back, I'll let you know.
Huh? Oh, you left.
Okay, so if I say locate all objects, it goes, didn't find any. Then I save, go to a different scene, back to this scene. And then locate all objects. No, it's still... So that says all of the objects are not using light maps. There are no small objects trying to use light maps. I don't think that's actually setting the flag. I'll have to find one if that's the case. Okay. Where is something small? I need to find something small in the scene. Oh, is Unity about to crash on me? Has my computer died? Can anyone hear me on Discord? Amazing. Think. Oh, there we go. Think Unity just died on me. Yep. And usually Discord dies when that happens. Yep. It gets this little green flag. I don't know what that means. come on. So I've had this kind of, the video card just goes bleh. Like Windows is not like you're running out of RAM this much. Just really very unhappy with it. Discord, are you coming back to life? No? Wow. I noticed Discord has a background process and a foreground process. Let's try that.
Oh,
there we go.
Back.
Yeah.
He's using the task manager there.
Yeah, no, I allocated so much RAM. Well, allow me to put the picture into the live stream chat of what happened. I think you can work out at which point Unity crashed and then finally decided to give back all the RAM it wasn't giving back.
I was going to blame Dora.
So there is a function called set static editor flags. That's cool. So that sets the thing, and I'm 99.9% sure that's working. I don't have a generic I have changed something. Like, I'm also trying to set that particular renderer CGI flag to receive light probes, but it doesn't seem to actually be doing that or saving it or anything. This is me trying to persuade Unity to let me mess around with the scene from a script in an editor class. But they should, literally change it from 12,000 objects in the thing to just a very small amount. Yeah, so here we go. That particular object there. What about you, sir? What are you set to? You are set to... Okay, it should be fine. Cast shadows. Okay, how about that one, which is probably about the smallest I'd want. Maybe.
Are you in the cargo van only? Or one hand? Unknown?
Yes, yes, I am. I was gonna go try to get those ingots from the foundry.
Okay, I was gonna ask you to check how many was in there.
Okay, yeah, I'm heading there now.
It's there's a lot in there.
Nice.
And I don't need to grab more ore. Damn. Go grab the food truck and we'll move this ore. Or the ingots, rather. Because it's good for it.
It doesn't work.
Damn it!
It says, but it doesn't.
Trolls!
I've already fixed that. Shut up.
You get so wound up on it. It's funny.
Well, I'm really stoked. My solar panels were just delivered like an hour ago.
Ooh.
Yep. Installers coming out on Sunday.
What could go wrong?
What?
Exactly.
I hope your battery is super good. It's been an issue for some people with that.
Well, I actually got hold of them and said, can I have some more batteries? And they can't buy batteries at the minute. They can only buy batteries as a job lot. So they can only buy batteries along with a solar panel and an inverter. I kind of understand. But I was like, all right then. So next time you order some solar panels and an inverter, order extra batteries for that person and then give them to me. What the fuck? It's not rocket science, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
But that would be wrong, giving the customer what they want.
Unfortunately, I wasn't...
He does not live in America.
No.
Unfortunately, I wasn't quite on the ball enough to respond with, okay, if I buy the batteries off like eBay or something, can you fit them? But I only thought about that after I hung up going, oh, what do you mean? Okay, so yeah, basically they said ring back in February. It's like, I think I'll probably ring back with a slightly different voice next month. I should practice my Welsh. Well, they're not going to remember, are they? I haven't said who I was.
Then you could do that tomorrow. Or, I mean, I guess you probably could.
But not a lot of point.
Is this not where the iron ingot pickup area is? I thought it was right here.
It's the backside of the foundry.
Did I get the map reversed when I did that last time?
I'd like to point out, by the way, that the ingot area has the word loading written about 400 times, and the iron ore area has drop-off written about 400 times. Hashtag.
An ingot also has a picture of an ingot above it.
Yes, I went to the dock with the picture of the ingot above it.
What do you mean static?
So is that not where I pick it up?
Should be. Are you at the big gray square building on top of an asteroid, or are you in that yellow thing?
Yep, yeah, I'm in the foundry. I'm like right. I see the sparks flying in here. Just the loading zone isn't telling me to stop or halt or anything.
Oh, and you gotta get low.
Oh, how low could you go?
Well, you'll find out.
Oh yeah, so talking about the dumbing down of programming, Unity no longer allows you to get direct access to the bitwise flags, so you have to query with the thingy whether or not this has the flag. Couldn't believe it. I was like, I can cope with bitwise maths. This is fine. Why are you hiding it from me?
Too many people saying, I don't understand what I did.
Oh, bear in mind, to actually set the flags, you need to then do the bitwise twiddling. So they only sort of vaguely hand-waved fixed it.
Oh, snap, I gotta go. I want to play more, but I have to run.
Well, that's okay. Get some pictures of your solar panels, because I'm a special nerd who would like to see. Like when they're up, not like in your house.
I will post. Yeah, I will post them. Catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Receive GI. This one is
this is
definitely set right.
I'm limping to the repair dock in a broken ship that apparently was just purchased.
Yeah, just purchased ship. Oh, they are pretty broken. That's on purpose. They might be a little bit too broken, but you know that is an ongoing thing.
But that's how you get your jury rigging skills.
I'm really confused. So we've got the minibus here, and it is definitely not static. It is not static. It receives GI from light probes. It is absolutely fine. And it happens to be the first renderer in the system for whatever reason. So locate object too small. Bang. Here we are. Minibus 320K, which has got its received GI as light maps. What the fuck?
It says loading zone, not drop off zone.
Yeah, exactly. Loading and drop off, like they're different.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'm going to the ore drop off because I didn't know if we had enough ingots in here. But it's a decal, so it doesn't work anyway, so whatever. Now, does the door actually open? Find out on the next episode. Oh, it does.
So right now, in the edit, I can bring up the editor right here. So in editor, it is saying that LA Ren's this one, Minibus 320K, has a received GI of light maps. No, it doesn't. I can see it doesn't here. It literally doesn't. Right there on this side, I can see it there where it says it doesn't. Then I run it again, and it's like, no, everything's good. We have found no issues. So then I save the scene, and then I go to a different scene, and then I come back, and then let's select the same object, Minibus 320K, which has got received global illumination light probes. Reattach to the debugger, put that there. Locate object, bang! This one has got...
Hello, spam.
I can't decide if I've actually got my parking brake on, which I very much do, but... There it goes.
Oh, I guess let's re-render and see if that number has gone down any. Because those are all the renderers that I have just got rid of from the scene, from the bake process.
And the inside of the foundry is completely broken.
Yeah, people have said this. I haven't seen it broken myself, but the lighting's definitely broken.
Like there's walls missing.
I've heard that too, but I've not seen it. But I need to rebate the lighting and I'll rebate the occlusion.
Ooh, I went from 198 kilograms a second to 200 kilograms a second. Go me! Oh, man. Oh, who went in there?
Oh, hang on. Is that started? Or is that just...
Is everybody falling asleep?
No, I've just been watching the dialogue boxes go up, but it looks like it's progressed. I have saved... I've only got rid of like 1,000 objects. I'm concerned it's going to come back, but just because an object's small doesn't mean it's low poly, because you just get close to it. But the light bake is actually begun now, I think.
Are you having trouble, Ismail?
Yes.
I wonder if this one's broken.
Shouldn't be. It worked for me earlier. Try that chip, since that's the one that it worked in.
Fair enough. Yep.
Okay, so this ship didn't like it. The Saynar.
Just the cargo van. Like, that should work just fine. What?
Oh, wow. Oh, hello. We don't reference objects right past this point. Did we start baking? If we did, we can clear it down. I have written myself an error, a message, and I don't know whether or not the answer is true.
That's a terrible error message.
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, iron ingot is one word. Ugh.
Oh no, this other cargo van is full of iron ingots.
Ooh. I see that as an absolute win. How much time
Except I
have
have to limp it all the way over to Big D's? Come on.
I didn't realize it was broken.
No, it's just slow because it's full.
Oh.
Wait, how many times are we calling this function?
Yes.
Well, I was expecting we called once. It's been called 245 times so far.
It's a popular function. All the cool kids are doing it.
Sorry, 45,000 kilograms?
Who, where?
I want to say 45
You
megagrams.
loaded 45,000 kilograms.
Oh, is that...
I only have a capacity of 20,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's an annoying one, but it's just a display bug. Alright, it's something to do with ways of not clearing down the number of things offloaded in a stretch. So it does appear to be exporting fine. That's good, but I'm a bit puzzled how, because we loop over this array, we copy the object out there, we do all the stuff, and then we never ever reference it again. I guess we refill it the next time around. It doesn't help, it's all branching code. If Atlas only, then do this big function. If this only, do this function, and so on and so on and so on.
So you're paying for code you had to fix?
The code works fine on certain scenes, just not my one. And the bloke is so hilariously and unbelievably busy. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not even gonna, just not even gonna bother. A little bit confused. It's trying to find, when you have your functions this big, I don't know where I am. Am I in a loop? I have no idea. What from above can we?
How would you go about rating something so it doesn't do that?
It's just, if you think your process is going to allocate lots and lots and lots and lots of memory, you don't keep the baggage around. And I've already written a whole bunch of code to do that. That, quite frankly, I'm not entirely sure it works. Oh no, you can see the memory usage is going up and down. So he's just kind of, how can I put it? Imagine that I'm going to do something, and the first thing I do is get a list of everybody in the world. That list is 7 billion long. And then from that list, I work out all the people with 2 legs. So that list is 6.8 billion long. And then from that, I also work out all the people with blue eyes. And there's only 1 billion of those. But I've still kept the list of all people with 2 legs.
We just had 8 billion?
Whatever, but doesn't matter. That's not the point. I've also kept the list of all the people with 2 legs, and I've kept the list of all the people as well. So he's keeping all of the successive lists around. Yeah. But I do seem to have fixed it by pulling a metric shit ton out of the light renderer. Even if there does seem to be some sort of argument with what Unity thinks, what Unity says. I'm just trying to look. It's this bit here. We start we create it here at the top, very top of the function. We then make sure there are some to do. If Atlas only doesn't apply, because we don't do that. If export terrain, because we're not doing that either. And then here we get all of the objects and the objects to a right, and we prepare the export of the scene. And then at this point here, I'm like, I don't think we do it anymore. But for some... Yeah, here we can clear down all C-game objects. We've extricated objects to right. And then here, we begin to write objects to right. And then for some reason we then write some more stuff out of that array, and we then write more stuff out of that array, and we then write more stuff out of that array, and that's the last time we touch that array. And I'm like, hey, we're done, but it doesn't actually appear to be the case. It appears to be that maybe this function is called more than once.
Fuck am
You're up
That's
against
not
the
having
thing.
That's fine. I can't see anything. There's no light back here as well.
I know, it's broken. Nothing should be black. I'm baking.
Why did you move?
Because it wasn't latched on. You can see what's going on better than me, so you hop in there and...
No, if you do that, I'm gonna have to go all the way from the hangar.
What?
If you hop out of the ship?
No.
Oh.
No, you hop in the loading dock. Because I'm gonna reorient myself and figure out where the hell I am.
Oh no, I already did once I realized that you hadn't parked properly.
Fair enough. Come on, RCS.
Like, oh, he overshot. I'm gonna slide in here.
Yeah, you'll be faster anyway. It's all good.
I'm already done.
Yeah, and I'm finally lined up to do this. Jesus. Oh God. The clip in from the rotating bit on the station. Woo.
Did you break your RCS?
Yes. Always.
Hey,
RCS coils don't last very long with me. Yeah, right? Now he's looking at code, scratching his head.
I'm just wondering if I can actually clear this down anyway, and it'll just get recreated at some point.
Ooh, getting late for you.
But I have fixed it, but it will break again because I haven't finished on the game yet. On the bright side, we haven't really had the issues tonight. I fixed the two teeny tiny bugs I had, and overall, I am...
Did you thank Max for telling you how to actually fix that one?
Well, yes, because he was the rubber duck, but it was I was explaining it, went, oh, I've just worked it out.
Yeah, I heard it live, and he's like, well, what about the other side? And you're like, no, oh shit. It was very amusing. Can you see how much time we got left for the delivery mission?
Done. failed it, or the next one doesn't start.
We failed 10.
Oh, there it is. I thought it was 29. Oh. I took too long unloading. God damn.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll try and for next Friday, assuming it doesn't go badly at the presentations, I will see if we can get a slightly bigger set of people. Because I think 4 might be about the minimum for the missions. But
can the missions stay off until you have 4? Or is that just
no, like, bear in mind, as you level up, you get better. You know, you if you were unloading and offloading twice as quick, we might be able to do it. But what I can do is I can reduce the minimum mass of the lowest mission. Because remember, if I make the easiest mission easier, it doesn't matter, because that just means instead of us being able to do level 2 missions, we can be able to do level 20 missions. So I will...
Oh no, I have a problem.
Well, I know that. What I'll do is I will reduce those
stats. I can't load iron ingots.
Because
with the cargo
I've tried this ship, I've tried the other ship, none of them are working. I think it's a me problem.
No, Bear runs on the server. So you're flying the Triro cargo van. The Triro cargo
She's tried
van.
both cargo van.
Hold on. The Triro cargo van has nothing in it. You're currently in status flying, so you're not in a dock.
No, I am definitely... Oh, god damn it. I am sitting... Again.
That's twice. That's like, I'm definitely in the... Oh, no, wait, never mind.
No, I am definitely sitting in the green circle right now.
Uh-huh.
But remember, this happened to me before.
Right, so you're in the green circle, but...
In Foundry.
Okay. I mean, the fact that...
I don't remember how this happened last time.
I mean, the fact that you had the loading bug... So where it says it had unloaded 23 million kilos, that's probably indicative there's somebody in there. But yeah, I suspect if I look at the server, there's probably been an exception of some. Oh yeah.
Oh god damn it!
Error: refueling trigger hit the collision but had no refueling detector. Well, that's a bug I need to fix. I do write defensive code, but sometimes I do need to just sort of go back and go, oh, I've got these error messages, I should probably make them go away. Yeah, Tad Forever has unloaded 20 iron ingots to spare parts warehouse. It's pretty much the last message.
Ooh, that was expensive.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't check it any further because I'm not on the server. I can't look at the scene.
You're not missing much.
Well, yeah, but then I can't check if Esmir is definitely inside the box, whether or not the box is not where we think it is, etc., etc.
Oh no, I've already left that ship. I'm now just flying around in my scout.
Because I was able to pull ingots from that spot properly. But it was in a different ship, in the ingot ship.
Yeah,
the iron ship.
Client Esmir was flying the Triro cargo ship, emptying. I'm not seeing any messages or error. You know, nothing like you aren't allowed to do it. It just didn't. I'm afraid that you were ever so close.
I blame the fuel situation.
You were ever so close that I can fit the message "mission failed" and had to finish delivering 20 iron ingots on the same screen of the log.
That's such a cool ship.
Don't you have your own?
Yes, I do. I don't get to see it like this when I'm flying it.
I need to start implementing upgrades to make you get your own ships, don't I?
Yep. What's going on with the repairs? Why did it stop?
I'm nowhere near it. Is it? Have I done this again? Because I did. I'm the one that screwed up your refueling. Which made no sense, because all I did, as soon as I realized I had stole the refueling from you, I unclicked the parking brake, so I wasn't eligible for refueling, because I figured it would hand it back to you.
And it didn't. Yeah, this is not liking it.
Got that good internet.
Yeah, I don't know. Off the top of my head, that's something. If we can make it happen, I need to make it happen when I'm the server.
Aren't you always the server?
No, I'm never the server. Server is info.
Yeah, but it's still you.
No, it isn't. It's that computer over there. It's not in the editor is the important bit.
How did your ship get so broken, Ismail? Or have you not fixed it from when you bought it?
No, I fixed it before. I don't know what happened.
No. Someone was joyriding.
Come on, render quicker. Once it's going, it's okay. I am still a bit concerned, but the actual rendering is really quick. It's RTX based, it's on the GPU, it's superb. It's just the prepping it that's just... I will continue. The thing is, if I continue to improve it, I can never, ever, ever get an update, or I need to start giving them the fixes.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stop this because it's not actually repairing my ship, but it's charging me, so...
Yeah, it is. Repaired outer system, hardwire 25. It's not repairing at this second, but it was repairing very recently.
Yeah, but it's not sending her the update to her screen.
Yeah, my ship's not actually repairing. I was looking at the ship and nothing was actually going up.
Your screen might not show you it's going up, but it definitely is, because it's the server that's important. Never mind, you are just a filthy, filthy, scummy client.
Rude.
Yeah, Yeah, it's true though.
It's your internet. I've seen this happen.
Oh
It's
yeah.
happened to me.
If you
terrible internet.
Yeah, if your internet's having issues, then the data will arrive eventually.
That's a lie. But not at the same time. Blood Rose is sucking up all the internet with WoW, or whatever it is she's playing. I don't have Discord on my other screen.
Nah, she's asleep.
Oh. And she's updating WoW.
Yeah, I am probably going to toddle off
No,
then.
that game's dead to us.
Really?
I'm probably going
to... Blizzard?
Yeah, I'm probably going to toggle off. I will be doing this again Tuesday, as long as things don't go too wrong. We have got lots to do, and I will do my best to get the lighting working on this.
Very cool.
Right. Well, thank you, Internet. We will see you